Over to you, Chairman.
Thank you, Diksha. Good morning to all of you who have joined the 111th Annual General Meeting of the company. I have great pleasure in welcoming you. This AGM is being held through electronic mode in conformity with the regulatory provisions and the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India. I have been informed that necessary steps have been taken by the company to ensure that the members are able to attend this AGM and vote on the resolutions proposed in the meeting in a seamless manner. I have been advised by the company secretary that the requisite quorum is present. I therefore declare the meeting open. I would now like to introduce to you my colleagues on the board who are attending this meeting from different locations. I will start in alphabetical order with Mr. Nakul Anand. Mr. Anand is a whole-time director of your company attending this meeting from Kolkata. Next is Mr. Shilbhadra Banerjee, an independent director and chairman of the Nomination and Compensation Committee attending this meeting from Faridabad. Mr. Hemant Bhargav is also an independent director, is attending the meeting from Mumbai, is attending this meeting from Chandigarh. Mr. Arun Duggal, an independent director and chairman of the Audit Committee, attending from New York, USA. Mr. Mukesh Gupta, a non-executive director of your company, is attending from Mumbai. Mr. Shamal Mukherjee, an independent director, is attending from New Delhi. Next is Mr. Anand Naik, who is also an independent director and chairman of the Security Holders Relationship Committee, attending the meeting from Bengaluru. Mr. Sunil Panray, a non-executive director of your company, is attending this meeting from Montreal in Canada. Mrs. Nirupama Rao, an independent director, is attending the meeting from Bengaluru. Next is Mr. Ajit Seth, who is attending from the state of Virginia, USA, and is an independent director of your company. Mrs. Meera Shankar, also an independent director, is attending the meeting from New Delhi. Mr. David Simpson, a non-executive director of your company, is attending this meeting from Wales, UK. Next is Mr. Sumant Bhargavan, a whole-time director of your company, attending from Kolkata. Lastly, Mr. Rajiv Tandon, a whole-time director of your company, is also attending this meeting from Kolkata. I'd like to inform the members that this is the last AGM of Mr. Tandon. He will be 6 years and the company for more than 35 years. I would like to take this opportunity on my own behalf and on behalf of everyone present here to acknowledge Mr. Tandon's valuable contribution to your company. Mr. Rajendra Singhi, Company Secretary, is attending the meeting from Kolkata. I, on your behalf, welcome Mr. Navneet Doda, Mr. Mukesh Gupta, Mr. Samal Mukherjee, Mr. Sunil Panray to their first annual general meeting as directors of the company. Authorized representative of Messrs. SRBC and Company LLP, statutory auditors, and Messrs. Vinod Kothari and Company, secretarial auditors, are also attending the meeting from Mumbai and Kolkata respectively. The Registrar of Directors and key managerial personnel and their shareholding, the Registrar of Contracts and Arrangements, and the certificate from secretarial auditors in respect of company's employee stock option schemes as required are available for inspection through electronic mode during the meeting. As is customary, I will now present my annual address on the theme ITC Building a Competitive Future Tech Climate Positive and Inclusive Enterprise. Ladies and gentlemen, we meet today as the world traverses a very challenging journey. While it is heartening that India has responded to the pandemic with admirable resilience, global risks have got accentuated with geopolitical tensions and severe economic stress caused by untamed inflation and supply-side disruptions. The recessionary trends and debt crisis in certain geographies are also of concern for the global economy. Worsening food and energy security, together with the growing inequities worldwide, poses new threats to society. Amidst all this, the stark sustainability challenges continue unabated, with climate change becoming an existential threat and livelihood generation a daunting task for nations across the world. Yet, never before has so much transformation taken place in such less time. The pandemic indeed fast-tracked the journey into the future in ways unimagined. A tectonic shift is being driven by an exponential pace of digital adoption and futuristic innovation. The way people collaborate, work, and engage has got profoundly redefined. The emerging geoeconomic realities, the need to find newer ways to build resilience and adaptation, adoption of green technologies, mobility and infrastructure, redefined supply chains, as well as rapid digital advancements will drive unprecedented change in the years to come. In such a volatile global environment, it is heartening that India demonstrated admirable resilience and achieved robust recovery driven by the government's proactive policy measures. Notwithstanding the global headwinds, the promise of the India story is still intact and the economy is poised to remain one of the fastest growing in the world. It is indeed commendable that the government, while astutely addressing the near-term challenges, has continued to focus on path-breaking reforms and policy interventions to enhance competitiveness of the economy. The Prime Minister's visionary Gati Shakti scheme to redefine infrastructure development, the Digital India initiative, as well as the announcements made by the Finance Minister in the last Union Budget to enhance public expenditure to crowd in private investments, targeted initiative to support the rural and agri sector and FPOs, are indeed far-sighted measures to usher in a new paradigm of socio-economic progress. In addition, the PLI scheme aimed at fostering manufacturing investments and the proactive steps to encourage startups have unleashed entrepreneurial spirits to build a new India. While there are near-term challenges, your company is optimistic about the prospects of the Indian economy. ITC's future-ready and purpose-driven businesses and brands are well poised to seize the emerging opportunities and make a meaningful contribution to national priorities. Your company's pursuit of responsible capitalism has inspired our vision to build an extremely competitive enterprise that contributes in equal measure to people, planet, and profit. This abiding vision is embedded in your company's credo of nation first, sab saath padhe. Over the years, innovative business models have been crafted and focused investments made to build strategic national assets in the true spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat. These vibrant assets anchor inclusive value chain, enable import substitution, enrich environmental capital, and support large-scale livelihoods whilst also creating unique sources of competitive advantage. They manifest in the state-of-the-art integrated manufacturing facilities across the country, in the thousands of MSMEs that we engage with, and hundreds of production facilities that support local entrepreneurship, in iconic hospitality properties that enhance the country's tourism landscape, in cutting-edge intellectual property assets, and in the empowerment of farmers, local communities, and partners who are the lifeline of the economy. The opportunities arising out of India's growth story have also encouraged us to invest in 5 new manufacturing facilities that will be commissioned in the near term in areas such as agri and food processing as well as packaging, among others. These assets are deeply aligned to the country's Make in India and Digital India vision, as well as the endeavors to double farmers' income. Your company has, in recent years, put in place an extensive strategy reset to architect structural drivers to shape the next horizon of growth and competitiveness with sharp focus on agility, innovative capacity, digital transformation, structural cost optimization, sustainability, and empowered talent to create enduring value for all our stakeholders. The year gone by was marked by heightened volatility in the operating business environment, especially in the first half. Despite these challenges, which were also compounded by severe inflationary headwinds, gross revenue of your company grew by 22.7% over 59,000 crores, whilst EBITDA rose to nearly 19,000 crores with an increase of 22%. It is indeed heartening that notwithstanding the near-term challenges, your company continues to deliver robust growth across all business segments, though inflation remains a key monitorable. As valued shareholders, you will also take pride that your company achieved several distinctions in its sustainability journey, with global distinctions in climate action, enhanced capacity in green infrastructure, and new dimensions of inclusive growth. Your company has built and nurtured a portfolio of 25 world-class Indian brands in a short span of time, with a superordinate vision to create and retain larger value in India. ITC is today the largest incubator of FMCG brands in India, anchoring competitive and inclusive value chains in wheat, potato, fruits and vegetables, dairy, aqua, forestry, among others, that empower millions of farmers. These innovative, purpose-led brands are at the forefront of raising awareness on contemporary social issues such as women empowerment, health and hygiene, mental wellness, nutrition, sustainability, and so on. Today, it is immensely encouraging that your company's newer FMCG businesses have garnered an annual consumer spend of 24,000 crores. The carefully selected portfolio, with substantial headroom to grow, is estimated to have a total addressable market potential of 500,000 crores by 2030, which is the highest in the Indian FMCG space. ITC launched 110 products during the year, indeed a testimony to your company's consumer centricity, agility, innovative capacity, and digital transformation. It reflects the ITC Next strategy to fortify and scale up our mega brands such as Ashirwad, Sunfeast, Bingo, and Yippee, leverage some of these power brands to address value-added adjacencies, and invest in categories of the future. Today, Ashirwad, which is a strong center of plate brand encompassing a range of staples, has been extended to organic frozen breads and vermicelli. Sunfeast beyond biscuits to cake, and Savlon to disinfectant sprays, and so on. Your company is also investing in categories of the future, with some segments being progressively scaled up, such as Natural Action Nemile floor cleaners and ITC MasterChef frozen snacks. We continue to incubate new engines of growth to create beachheads in areas that hold promise for the future. In addition, value-accretive acquisitions like Sunrise Spices and investments in tech-enabled startups like Mother Splash and Milo in the fast-evolving spaces like mother and child care will provide new vectors to accelerate growth. As we achieve scale for your company's FMCG portfolio, it is also our aspiration to take these world-class brands to overseas markets. In recent years, we have established distribution agreements abroad, enabling appreciable progress of exports of ITC's proudly Indian brands to over 60 countries. Over time, such exports will make a substantial contribution to the growth of your company's value-added FMCG portfolio. The FMCG landscape and consumer access points are transforming rapidly. To stay ahead of the curve, your company continues to invest in future-ready capabilities to develop new routes to market with strategic partnerships, whilst expanding the breadth, depth, and effectiveness of its distribution infrastructure. Today, your company's products are available in nearly 70 lakh outlets through our vibrant omni-channel network. Your company has built state-of-the-art integrated consumer goods manufacturing and logistics facilities across the country to create structural advantages with leaner operations and smart manufacturing, leveraging Industry 4.0, enabling a higher level of product freshness, best-in-class quality, market servicing, agility, and efficiency. During the year, a new plant was commissioned at Medak, Telangana, taking the total to 10 such modern facilities. In addition, 3 co-located automated logistics centers have been established, which together with next-generation agile supply chains will enable superior and efficient fulfillment. It is also heartening that women comprise a large majority of the workforce in the new ICMLs, reflecting your company's commitment to foster diversity and inclusion. Recently, your company has also created an inclusive panel with 60 visually impaired evaluators as fragrance experts for the Mangaldeep brand of Agarbattis. Your company's interventions in the newer FMCG businesses have enabled robust growth of 25% in revenue during the last 2 years of the pandemic, reaching nearly 16,000 crores in FY22. Despite the unprecedented inflationary headwinds, your company sustained EBITDA margins last year and also improved margins by 650 basis points over the last 5 years. As part of the ITC Next strategy, the FMCG business continued to create structural competitive advantage and enhance profitability through a gamut of interventions. These include investments in the brand portfolio, science-led innovation, a smart connected ecosystem, as well as in building structural advantages in the supply chain and multi-channel distribution. Over time, these investments, together with the unique synergy of your company's enterprise strengths, will increasingly contribute to growth and profitability in spite of the gestation cost associated with scaling up nascent categories and new facilities. The traditional business segment of cigarettes also recovered during the year with normalization of economic activity and is now ahead of the pre-pandemic levels. The legal cigarette industry has been severely impacted by smuggled and tax-avoided products over the years, and a relatively stable tax regime is expected to enable the industry to claw back volumes over time. To counter the menace of illegal cigarettes and reinforce market standing, your company will continue to fortify the product portfolio with focus on innovation, premiumization, and superior on-ground execution. Your company is a trailblazer in farmer empowerment with deep engagement in agriculture that spans over a century. Today, your company's Agri Business sources over 40 lakh tons of agri commodities from 22 states and 20 agri value chains and is a leading exporter to over 95 countries across the globe. Agriculture is the lifeline of the economy. Although nearly half of the country's workforce is dependent on this sector, it contributes to less than 19% of the country's GVA, reflecting the challenges of low productivity investments and incomes. Even though India is blessed with strong endowments in agriculture, its share of global trade is only 3%, whilst less than 10% of the country's agri-produce is processed. Agriculture productivity and incomes are today seriously threatened by climate change and depleting natural resources, even as rising populations call for enhanced food and livelihood security. Global food output demand is expected to increase anywhere between 59 to 98% by 2050, according to an article by the Harvard Business Review. A report by the HLEG set up by the 15th Finance Commission has highlighted that India's agri-food exports can double over the medium term, given that the country possesses the largest tracts of arable land in the world, as well as diverse agroclimatic zones. Strategic partnerships developed along the lines of the Food Security Corridor Initiative, signed as part of the India-UAE SIPA, can go a long way in promoting India's potential. Undoubtedly, this will call for higher levels of production, building of competitive agri-value chains, crop diversification to value-added products, and scaling up food processing to serve emerging consumer needs for products that are sustainable and identity preserved, particularly in the health, nutrition, and organic space. It is therefore imperative to usher in next-generation agriculture by orchestrating an orbit shift from the conventional production-centric supply chains to demand-responsive value chains anchored by market players. Your company is committed to make a meaningful contribution to this new era of agriculture transformation. The strategic focus will therefore be on strengthening its value-added portfolio, expanding regenerative agriculture initiatives through its climate-smart programs, and accelerating adoption of advanced technologies through ITC Mars to create new and scalable revenue streams whilst benefiting farmers. At the core is your company's endeavor to restructure the backend into a robust network of vibrant FPOs to aggregate farmer effort and enhance efficiencies. Over time, your company will engage and empower 4,000 FPOs, thereby benefiting more than 1 crore farmers. To power next generation agriculture, your company has launched ITC Mars, an acronym for Meta Market for Advanced Agriculture and Rural Services, as a crop-agnostic, integrated phygital ecosystem which is embedded with a full-stack agri-tech platform with FPOs as the pivot. The platform provides farmers with AI, ML-driven, personalized and hyper-local crop advisories, access to good quality inputs and market linkages, as well as allied services like pre-approved loans. It's with 40,000 plus farmers grouped in 200 plus FPOs and will be progressively scaled up across the country. Given the size of the agri and allied sectors, ITC Mars has the potential to become a considerable segment of your company's agri business besides strengthening its agri-sourcing expertise over time. This defining initiative will make a substantial contribution to the national priorities of multiplying farmer incomes and enhancing livelihood opportunities. In the year gone by, your company's Agri Business demonstrated stellar performance with strong growth in exports, in wheat, rice, spices, and leaf tobacco. The investments made over the years in ensuring high quality and superior sustainability performance also aided robust growth of leaf tobacco. Segment revenue increased by nearly 29% and segment results by around 26%. The superior sourcing expertise of the business continues to create sustainable competitive advantage for the ITC FMCG portfolio. Going forward, the strategic focus on value-added crops, ITC Mars, and climate-smart agriculture will drive new vectors to sustain growth and profitability in this area of national priority. I draw immense satisfaction that your company's paperboard and paper business is an exemplar in triple bottom line contribution with industry-leading performance, environmental stewardship, and inclusive growth models that support millions of livelihoods. The ITC Next Vision envisages a strategic focus on promising vectors of growth by scaling up value-added paperboards and pioneering next-generation sustainable packaging solutions. Investments in Industry 4.0, together with an intensified focus on technological excellence, integrated and renewable fiber value chain, and import substitution, are enhancing competitiveness by setting new benchmarks in productivity, quality, and strategic cost management. Your company is developing innovative sustainable packaging solutions on the laminated board and molded fiber platform and has recently launched several B2B brands to provide innovative options to food and beverages and takeaway segment amongst others. Given the heightened consumer and regulatory pressures to substitute single-use plastic, this area offers immense potential and your company is committed to making a growing contribution to this sector. As valued shareholders, you will draw immense satisfaction that your company's paperboards business contributes to several areas of national priority. Enabling large-scale climate action, import substitution, and livelihood support, your company has anchored an extensive afforestation program. Cumulatively, the program has covered 9.5 lakh acres, supporting over 170 million person days of employment. It was the first in India to receive the Forest Stewardship Council Forest Management Certification and is today the leading provider of FSC certified paper and paperboards in the country. Your company has also invested in India's first and only bleached chemical thermomechanical pulp mill to substitute imported softwood pulp through innovative technologies and support additional livelihoods across the pulp value chain. Scaling new heights in environmental stewardship, investments were recently made in a state-of-the-art high-pressure recovery boiler at Bhadrachalam, which will significantly reduce emissions and costs whilst enhancing pulp productivity. A stellar performance was achieved this year with 36% growth in segment revenue and nearly 55% in segment results. The strategic thrust on product mix enrichment, structural cost management, sustainable packaging, and Industry 4.0 will continue to drive competitively superior performance in the years ahead. Your company's hospitality business has over the years made a significant contribution to enriching the tourism landscape of India with iconic properties, signature cuisine brands, and international standards of service excellence. With 113 properties, your company's hotels business remains amongst the country's fastest growing hospitality chain. ITC Hotels has redefined sustainability with its credo of responsible luxury. I take immense pleasure in sharing with you two significant milestones in this journey. ITC Hotels and Welcome Hotels achieved, much ahead of time, the 2030 carbon emission target envisaged in the COP21 Paris Agreement. In addition, ITC Grand Chola at Chennai, ITC Gardenia, and ITC Windsor at Bangalore became the first 3 hotels in the world to receive the LEED Zero Carbon certification. To accelerate growth, your company has adopted an asset-right strategy that provides greater thrust on management contracts through the refreshed Welcome Hotel brands, as well as the launch of 2 new brands, Mementos in the luxury segment and Story for curated experiences. Your company has launched 9 hotels this year and has a healthy pipeline of new properties which will be opened over the next few quarters. Your company will shortly unveil ITC Narmada, our signature property in Ahmedabad, as a befitting tribute to the rich heritage and vibrant culture of the state of Gujarat. Undoubtedly, the last 2 years have been the most challenging for the travel and hospitality sector worldwide. Your company's hotels business responded with commendable agility to tap alternate customer cohorts and garner new revenue streams. The segment revenue for this year doubled whilst PIBIT turned positive in the second half of FY22. The resurgent trend in domestic tourism, MICE and banqueting highlight the immense opportunities for trusted brands like ITC Hotels in a post-pandemic era. Your company's implementation of the asset-right strategy, together with strategic intervention in recent years, investments in digital technologies and pursuit of alternate structures in line with industry recovery dynamics, position it well to scale the next horizon of growth. Your company's subsidiary, ITC Infotech, has demonstrated encouraging progress in recent years with its abiding commitment to deliver business-friendly solutions. Building on its substantive expertise in product lifecycle management services, ITC Infotech has recently acquired a substantial portion of PTC Inc.'s PLM professional services business. This makes it one of the largest organizations in this segment and reinforces its position as a leader in digital manufacturing while enlarging its global presence. Targeted investment in chosen domains, technologies, and focus on customer and employee centricity position it well as a future-ready global business with immense promise to be a significant value creator. I'm sure you will continue to draw immense satisfaction in your company's journey as a global exemplar in sustainability. ITC is now carbon positive for 17 years, water positive for 20 years, and solid waste recycling positive for 15 years. Your company sustained its AA rating by MSCI ESG for the 4th successive year. In addition, CDP has rated ITC at the leadership level score for both climate change and water security. Your company continues to be included in the Dow Jones Sustainability Emerging Market Index. This year, continuing on our stewardship in promoting circular economy, an important milestone was achieved with the company exceeding its commitment on plastic neutrality, collecting and managing more than 54,000 tons of plastic waste across 35 states and union territories. I will discuss some of the far-reaching initiatives in a subsequent section. Your company is on a mission board to build a future tech enterprise with investments in purposeful, consumer-centric innovation, technology, a digitally enriched smart ecosystem, and sustainability. Whilst I earlier highlighted the integration of future tech in our business strategy, I would now like to dwell on some of the foundational layers of this journey. Your company's vibrant portfolio of future-ready brands reflect the strength of purposeful and agile innovation that is resident in the market-aligned R&D platforms of ITC LSTs. To delight consumers and contribute to resolving some of the critical challenges facing society, innovations are being nurtured in high-impact areas such as nutrition, wellness, hygiene, convenience foods, agriculture, and sustainability. Today, with over 900 patents filed, the ITC LSTC has been ranked as the top private sector innovator in the country. Your company is also actively engaging with over 30 startups besides collaborating with renowned institutions in India and overseas to build scalable solutions. Recognizing that malnutrition is one of India's serious developmental challenges, the government has established Mission Poshan 2.0 to contribute to the UN SDGs. Focusing on this national nutrition priority, your company has launched a comprehensive program called Help India Eat Better. This is powered by a 4-pillar strategic model encompassing the development of a good-for-you product portfolio, implementation of sustainable food systems, catalyzing support to building healthy societies, and enhancing consumers as well as employee awareness. Your company's good-for portfolio is aimed at enhancing the nutrient value of products to address concerns arising out of anemia, digestive health, diabetes, immunity, lactose and gluten intolerance, and so on. For example, your company's Ashirwad multigrain atta and the Farmlight range of biscuits provides goodness of fibers to aid digestive health. Enhancing consumer awareness on such issues, a dedicated content marketing platform, Happy Tummy, has been created with blogs, expert videos, nutritionist consultation, and high-fiber recipes. Your company has added micronutrients in a range of affordable FMCG offerings and launched a unique fortified plus F portfolio of milk and atta, amongst others. Recognizing that 7 out of 10 Indians are protein deficient, your company has launched innovative products such as the Sunfeast Protein Shake. The Be Natural Neutralite ABC beverage has been specially crafted with proprietary extracts to boost immunity. Drawing from the insight that 30% of people in West Bengal are lactose intolerant, the Ashirwad Swasti Easy Digest Milk was launched in pouches, making it accessible for consumers. Your company's endeavor to strengthen sustainable agri-food systems is anchored on next-generation agriculture interventions highlighted earlier, as well as the development of climate-resilient varieties and innovative products. These include planet-friendly and micronutrient-rich millet-based products marketed under the Ashirwad Nature Superfoods brands. We have developed a range of innovative products which will be launched as the country celebrates the International Year of Millets in 2023. Your company also introduced sustainable plant-based protein product for consumers under the ITC MasterChef Incredible brand. Recognizing that building community awareness is crucial, dedicated programs like Project Samposhan have been initiated in select aspirational districts to address the critical concerns of anemia. Your company continues to build an insight-driven future tech enterprise with a connected ecosystem across every node of the value chain, encompassing digital marketing, digital commerce, digital products, and digital operations. Your company today is a pioneer in adoption of digital technologies across strategic impact areas spanning intelligent new age insights that reimagine consumer experience, business model transformation, smart operations, and employee experience. Initiatives such as the Young Digital Innovators Lab and DigiNext are driving a data-driven and digital-first culture across the organization and empowering teams to explore, experiment, adopt, and scale up cutting-edge technology interventions. ITC is also redefining consumer experience by providing them customized options with initiatives like the Meri Chakki Atta and ClassmateShop.com. Unique personalized solutions are being offered with the Engage Fragrance Finder and the Dermafix Smart Skin Advisor. The Mangaldeep app also offers a range of engaging content in the devotional space. The Consumer Connect initiative and campaigns led by the Sixth Sense Marketing Command Center have been recognized with more than 85 awards during the year. Deployment of Industry 4.0 AI and ML technologies across the supply chain is leading to a higher order of efficiency and superior market servicing. The Unnati app that covers 3 lakh outlets and programs like PACE have enhanced effectiveness of the last mile execution. In the hotels business, digital investments continue to be leveraged towards facilitating customer acquisition, enhancing guest experience, enabling smart revenue management, and driving operational efficiency through mobile-first approach in a full-stack ITC Hotels app. Your company's ITC e-store is growing from strength to strength and is now operational in 15 cities with 45 categories and 700 products. Overall, sales through e-commerce channels grew by 3x over FY20. We recognize that digital is a mega trend of the decade which will profoundly impact as well as disrupt conventional models. Therefore, your company continues to invest in a smart connected ecosystem to significantly sharpen competitive edge and pursue new opportunities that lie at the intersection of digital sustainability and its enterprise strengths. Let me now turn to a few issues that are of immense concern to every nation in the world. Climate change has today emerged as an unprecedented existential crisis. Although heightened commitments were made by most countries at COP26, the unfortunate reality is that a 2-degree rise seems inevitable by the middle of the century, even if all current pledges are delivered. This can be catastrophic for living systems on this planet. The last few days have witnessed devastating wildfires and record-breaking heat waves in Europe, leading to authorities issuing danger to life warnings. A spate of cloudbursts in India in the last fortnight have also spelled unfortunate disaster. It is abundantly clear that radical and most urgent measures need to be taken to avert the impending calamity. The world will no doubt need a revolution of innovative solutions, not only for the hard to abate sectors, but also to rapidly progress on possible to abate areas. While doing so, it would be important that such climate actions ensures a just transition to a greener economy. To my mind, emerging countries will need greater access to green finance and appropriate green instruments to facilitate this transition, particularly to support climate vulnerable agri value chains. In the years ahead, growing consumer and regulatory pressures, as well as the institution of a national carbon market, will provide an impetus to decarbonization efforts across all sectors. Perhaps the biggest threat today is the impact of climate change on food systems and livelihoods of poor farmers. According to an FAO report, several agri commodities can be impacted by adverse weather conditions. It was reported that 70% of the winter wheat area in the United States, soybean in Argentina, Brazil and Paraguay, sugar in Brazil, and milk in El Salvador has faced output losses due to climate change. Closer home, the unprecedented heat waves are likely to cause a 3% drop in wheat output. Building climate resilience of agriculture is critical since it addresses the major concern of food and livelihood security. As overwhelming as the challenges are, it is your company's unshakable belief that businesses possess immense capability to make a transformational contribution. When corporates make sustainability the bedrock of their business strategy, it spurs innovation to deliver extreme competitiveness, sustainable and inclusive growth in a unified dimension. This philosophy of responsible capitalism has been our guiding beacon, manifest in our credo of nation first, sab saath bade, leading to an exemplary performance across the triple bottom line. It is your company's firm resolve to scale newer heights in creating climate positive and inclusive enterprise that can contribute meaningfully towards a transition to a net zero economy. Given the enormity of the challenge that confronts us today, your company has now articulated an even more ambitious Sustainability 2.0 vision that builds on its inspiring sustainability journey of 2.5 decades. The goals envisaged in the S2 vision further strengthen your company's multidimensional efforts to combat climate change, enable water stewardship, scale up nature-based solutions, create an effective circular economy, and expand programs that support sustainable livelihoods. India's rural sector is home to two-thirds of the country's population. Therefore, to empower rural communities and transform the agri sector, your company has implemented a mosaic of initiatives based on a two-horizon approach. While the first horizon aims at securing and strengthening the dominant sources of livelihood through extensive programs for farmer empowerment, the second focuses on building capabilities for the future in areas such as primary education, vocational training, women empowerment, healthcare, and so on. It is a matter of immense satisfaction that over the years, women are playing a larger role in ITC's social investments program and form the core of village grassroots institutions. Your company's Women Empowerment Initiative catalyzes a range of gainful opportunities, including high-impact programs such as financial literacy, mobilizing over 13 lakh women. Pursuing a proactive strategy of decarbonization, your company is increasing its renewable energy footprint, enhancing green infrastructure, scaling up carbon sequestration, and ensuring best-in-class standards in specific energy consumption. Today, around 42% of ITC's energy requirements is met from renewable sources despite a growing footprint in operations. Recent investments in the high-pressure recovery boiler and in solar farms will also contribute to ITC's Sustainability 2.0 goals of achieving 50% of total energy consumption and 100% of electricity requirement from renewable sources by 2030. Your company is at the forefront of the green infrastructure movement, with as many as 39 buildings receiving the highest level platinum certification by the US GBC or IGBC. These include luxury hotels, factories, office and residential complexes, as well as a data center. ITC's social and farm forestry initiatives contribute to your company sequestering over 2 times the emissions from its operations. Your company is also scaling up its biodiversity program, which today covers 1.3 lakh acres across 29 districts, and will be progressively expanded to over 10 lakh acres by 2030. Leveraging your company's extensive experience in promoting sustainable agriculture, we are now scaling up Climate Smart Village program in collaboration with CGIAR to build climate resilience and adaptation. A suite of interventions has been launched across 2,500 villages in 11 states. The first pilot at scale in Madhya Pradesh has demonstrated encouraging results, with yields going up by 15 to 38%, net incomes by 46 to 93%, and GHG emissions reducing by 33 to 66%. The success of this initiative have encouraged us to extend the program to 30 lakh acres by 2030. Over 54% of the country faces acute water stress. Your company's integrated watershed development program today covers over 13 lakh acres, creating rainwater harvesting potential that is nearly 4 times the net water consumed by our operations. The More Crop per Drop program for demand side efficiency continues to be scaled up, achieving up to 40% water saving across 14 crops. Moving to the next horizon of water stewardship, ITC has undertaken a large-scale river basin regeneration project on Gaud River in Maharashtra. In a span of 5 years, the Gaud basin turned water positive, encouraging us to extend such work to 3 other river basins. Your company was awarded the AWS Platinum certification in India for its paperboard unit at Kowai and is now working towards certifying all units in high water stress areas. It will also be our endeavor to scale up rainwater harvesting potential to over 5 times the net water consumption by 2030. Your company takes humble pride that its synergistic portfolio of businesses across agriculture, manufacturing and services enable it to make a meaningful and growing contribution to the nation and our stakeholders. The ITC Next strategy lends new wings to your companies to achieve higher levels of competitiveness in a volatile economic environment. As we scale greater heights in future, I draw immense strength from the energy, passion and dedication of Team ITC, and I am deeply heartened to witness their commitment to contribute to growth that is competitively superior yet sustainable and inclusive. The company is also privileged to receive the unwavering support from all our valued stakeholders, including our consumers and customers, farmers, local communities, partners, and many others. On behalf of the board and my own, I would like to convey our deepest appreciation to all of them for partnering us in traversing this eventful journey. As I end, I would like to sincerely thank you, our valued shareholders, and reiterate that I look forward to your continued support and encouragement. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me now proceed with the business before this meeting. The notice dated 18th May 2022 convening this annual general meeting, along with the report and accounts for the financial year ended 31st March 2022 have been sent in conformity with the appropriate regulatory requirements through electronic mode to those members who have registered their email addresses with the company or with their depositors. With your permission, I shall take them as read. I will now cover the agenda items under ordinary business. The first item on the agenda is to adopt the standalone and consolidated financial statements of your company for the year ended 31st March 2022, the report of the board and directors and the auditor's report. Item number 2 relates to confirmation of the interim dividend of rupees 5 and 25 paisa and declaration of final dividend of rupees 6 and 25 paisa per ordinary share for the financial year ended 31st March 2022. I would like to advise that with this, the total dividend for the financial year under reference would be 11 rupees and 50 paisa per ordinary share. Item number 3 is on the re-election of Mr. David Robert Simpson, who retires by rotation and is eligible for re-election. Item number 4 is on re-election of Mr. Nakul Anand, who retires by rotation and is eligible for re-election. Item number 5 relates to the approval of remuneration of rupees 340 lakhs to Messrs. SRBC and Company LLP, Chartered Accountants, as the auditors of your company for the financial year 22-23. I will now cover the items under special business. Item number 6 is on appointment of Mr. Supreme Datta as a whole-time director of your company for a period of 3 years from 22nd June 2022 on the remuneration as set out in the explanatory statement annexed to the notice of this meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, since I am interested in the next item of business, with your consent, I request Mr. Rajiv Tandon to chair the meeting for this item.
Ladies and gentlemen, item number 7 pertains to variation in the terms of remuneration payable to Mr. Sanjeev Puri, Chairman and Managing Director, and Messrs. Nakul Anand and Mr. Sumant Bhargavan, full-time directors, with effect from 1st October 2022, as set out in the explanatory statement annexed to the notice of this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Tandon. The next item relates to approval for the related party transactions with British American Tobacco GLP Limited, United Kingdom, up to rupees 2,000 crores during the financial year 2023, as set out in the explanatory statement annexed to the notice of this meeting. Item number 9 is on ratification of remuneration of rupees 4,50,000 to Messrs. ABK and Associates, cost auditors for the financial year 22-23. The last item on the agenda is ratification of remuneration of rupees 6,50,000 to Messrs. S. Madhavan and Company, cost auditors for the financial year 22-23. The objectives and implications of the resolutions as required have been set out in the explanatory statement annexed to the notice of the meeting. We will now listen to speaker members in the order of their sequence. I would advise speaker members to please state their respective name and location from which they are attending the meeting. In the interest of time and in order to ensure that all speakers get an opportunity to raise queries and seek clarifications, I would request the members to keep their questions brief and specific relating to the agenda before this meeting, and also restrict their observations to a maximum of 2 minutes. Members should refrain from repeating questions or observations already made by fellow members. May I draw your attention that I, as chairman, reserve the right to limit the number of questions and the number of speakers for smooth conduct of this meeting in a timely manner. Further, I would request that the page number of the report and accounts is mentioned while asking questions or seeking clarifications. I will provide answers to the questions or the clarifications at the end. May I now request the first speaker to speak and to Diksha, to the moderator, to coordinate, please.
Thank you so much, sir. We will now begin the question and answer session. I request everyone to please be connected while we bring the speaker shareholders online. We take the first question from speaker shareholder Hari Modi. Please go ahead.
Yeah, respected Chairman and Managing Director Sanjeev Puri, Mr. Rajiv Tandon, Mr. B. Sumant, Mr. Nakul Anand and other directors. Good morning to all of you. I am Hari Modi and speaking from Calcutta. I am a stockbroker by profession and a very loyal shareholder of the company. I have seen this company from way back in 1995 when the market cap of ITC used to be in the range of around 5,000 crore, and today it is around 3,68,000 crore. As I speak today, the price is around 300 rupees. Despite not much appreciation in the stock over the last few years and number of jokes or memes on share price hovering around rupees 200, I had always deep faith in ITC and always advised my clients to accumulate it. And I have been truly rewarded. the ITC stock has moved up from below rupees 200 to rupees 300, giving a return of more than 50% over the last 1 year. Not only has it given the return in capital, but also it has given a dividend of 11.5, one of the highest dividends. With EBITDA of almost 19,000 crores and a gross value of more than 90,000 crore, I personally see much more steam in the stock. It is one of my significant part of my portfolio, and I personally feel that the world pandemic resulted in a grave crisis of unprecedented levels in the last 2 years. But in those challenging times also, the company has done not very well to not only survive but also thrive. It is no easy task to keep such big production facilities of the company with thousands of employees running. Sir, my hats off and deepest respect to the production team of ITC who have adopted their work practices to ensure continuous supply of essential goods and services to the people of the nation. As mentioned by Charles Darwin, that it is not the strongest of species that survive, not the most intelligent, but the one which is most responsive to change. And ITC has always responded well to challenges and come out as a winner. It is really heartening to see that one of its brand, Savlon, has grown by almost tenfold to over rupees 1,000 crores. The profit after tax of rupees 15,000 crores, which was about say 5,000 crores in 2011, now has crossed about 15,000 crores. And the most important part of ITC which I like about is that slowly 50% of the turnover is coming from tobacco. The tobacco business is growing. Slowly it is coming down, and the FMCG business as well as the hotel business is going up. Today, the company is into future-ready business spanning all three sectors of the economy: agricultural, manufacturing, and services, with more than 200 manufacturing units and over 100 hotel properties. Sir, it is a matter of great pride to see that this company is in the context of the Prime Minister to make in India. It is a matter of great pride that ITC is making world-class products available to us in India without resulting in any foreign exchange go. When we buy products from companies like Hindustan, Lever, Colgate, Nestle, a large chunk of profits goes abroad in the form of precious foreign exchange. But this is not the case with ITC. We should be Indian, buy Indian, and this is one of the prime reasons for me being with ITC. Sir, our company believes in giving back to the society and contributing to the national building efforts. As its loyal shareholder, it is a source of great satisfaction and pride to read in the annual report the social initiatives taken by ITC to help common man and our Anna Devta, farmer, and the underprivileged sections of the society. No wonder it was awarded the first prize in Best Industry for CSR activities by the Ministry of Jal Shakti government. The company has also won CSR Excellence Award by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. Sir, on financial front, I have already expressed happiness of investors over capital appreciation and all high dividend. On the whole, I can say ITC is an all-round package of nation-building, consumer-centric, and investor-friendly company. But now, being from the stock market fraternity, a few questions come into the mind, and these are always in the minds of the shareholders, and these are relating to buyback, bonus, demerger. We need a little bit of clarification. Although I am not in favor of much for buyback or demerger or bonus, it doesn't make much of a difference. But still, being in the market, we would like to know from the management as to what are their views on that. Further, today we came to know from you, it was nice and heartening to know from you that you have also come up with a lactose intolerant milk. Sir, we would also think that you can have some few authorized shops so that we can know what ITC, how many products do they make. So this is one of my suggestion, or maybe you can take it as a request. We can have some few shops in Calcutta so that at least we get to know the products what they are making. Further, sir, last year you had spoken that the valuation of the stock was very low, and I truly agree with you. What is your take on this? Do you still feel that the valuation is low? Because compared to all your FMCG other companies, they are ruling at a PE of more than 50 plus. Be it Nestle, be it Hindustan Lever, or be it Britannia or Colgate. So what are your views on that? Sir, with this, I wish you and all the professional team to take ITC to even greater heights. Please take care and stay safe. Thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Modi, for the kind words. But you've taken a lot of time. So I just like to caution all the subsequent speakers, please be very, very brief. We have many people who want to speak and we want to give as many people a chance. So Diksha, over to you for the next speaker.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker, Ashalata Maheshwari. Please go ahead.
हेलो चेयरमैन साहब, मेरी आवाज आ रही है जी?
Yes, madam. Yes,
मेरी आवाज आ रही है जी?
आ रही है मैडम,
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
श्रीमान चेयरमैन साहब, मेरे सभी डायरेक्टर भाई, मेरा नाम आशा लता माहेश्वरी। आप सबको मेरा सादर नमस्कार। मन तो मेरा आपको सबको फूलों से स्वागत करने का था, पर किसी भी कारणवश मैं फूल का स्वागत कर तो नहीं, पर मैं जरूर आपको कहूंगी कि आप जिंदगी भर फूलों की तरह महकते रहो। आप सब ने मेहनत करके कंपनी को इतनी ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचाया है। बैलेंस शीट मुझे मिली और पढ़कर तो मैं चेयरमैन साहब सबसे पहले यही ढूंढती रही, आपका फोटो मुझे कहीं दिखाई नहीं दिया पूरी बैलेंस शीट में। मैंने एक एक पेज करके देख लिया, लेकिन आपको जब मैंने यहाँ आकर देखा तो अब तो मेरा मन चांद को भी देखने के लिए नहीं कर रहा चेयरमैन साहब। आपको देखने के बाद बैलेंस शीट पढ़ी, देखते ही दिल खुश हो गया। एक तो आपने हाईएस्ट डिवीजन डिक्लेयर किया है, रेवेन्यू 22% बढ़ा है, प्रॉफिट तो 15,000 करोड़ क्रॉस कर रहा है, फॉरेन एक्सचेंज अर्निंग बढ़ाकर कंपनी की वैल्यू बढ़ाई है। आपका एग्री और पेपर बिजनेस बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है। अपना ITC होटल बेंगलोर का फर्स्ट होटल है जिसे 0 कार्बन का सर्टिफिकेट मिला है, और चेन्नई दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा होटल है, उसे भी 0 कार्बन सर्टिफिकेट मिला है। और आशीर्वाद आटा तो देश का आटा बनने जा रहा है चेयरमैन साहब, आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारकें हैं। और शेयर प्राइस 300, सबसे अच्छी बात है कि शेयर प्राइस 300 के करीब पहुंच रहा है। बहुत बहुत आपको मुबारकें हैं। और यहाँ मैं कहूँगी, जिंदगी की कुछ दुआएं तो ले लो हमसे, AGM पर कुछ नजराना तो ले लो हमसे, भर दे जो रंग आपके जीवन में, आज वो प्यारी सी मुबारक बात तो ले लो हमसे चेयरमैन साहब। आपको CSR एक्टिविटीज के लिए भी मिनिस्ट्री से फर्स्ट प्राइज मिला है, और भी बहुत अवार्ड आपको मिले हैं। सबके बारे में लिखकर मैं आपका समय नहीं लूंगी, पर आपका जो बढ़िया काम आपने किया है चेयरमैन साहब, आप मानिए कि आपकी तारीफ तो आसमान तक पहुंच रही है। आसमान के लोग भी कहते हैं इतनी खलबली मची है, वो सब पूछ रहे हैं ये कौन सा फरिश्ता है धरती पर चांद सा चेहरा लिए हुए। हमने कहा भाई ये चांद सा चेहरा तो हमारे चेयरमैन साहब का और उनके सभी एम्प्लॉइज का है, जिन्होंने इतने बढ़िया रिजल्ट दिखाए जो आसमान तक चर्चा पहुंच रही है। चेयरमैन साहब, इतना अच्छा काम चल रहा है तो एक बार जरा बोनस भी दे दीजिए आप। अब बोनस लेने को बहुत मन कर रहा है। मैं आपको बोनस का आपको एक अर्जी देती हूँ, जरा हो सके तो अगले साल मेरी अर्जी पर गौर फरमाइए। मैं यही कहूँगी, ईद का चांद निकला, लोगों ने शोर मचाया, चांद निकला। पर चेयरमैन साहब, मैंने जब आसमां की तरफ देखा तो चेयरमैन साहब मुझे तो बस आपका ही चांद जैसा चेहरा नजर आया। और यही कहूंगी यहाँ पर, और बोनस बांटते हुए मैंने देखा आपका चेहरा, तो जरा गौर फरमाइए मेरी अर्जी के ऊपर। मैं सभी एम्प्लॉयज एग्जीक्यूटिव को भी सैल्यूट देती हूँ उनकी मेहनत के लिए। और चेयरमैन साहब, लास्ट में मैं आपको एक शुभकामनाएं देते हुए कहूंगी अपने दिल से, बेशक उस दिन जमी को सितारों से सजाया जाएगा, बेशक उस दिन जमी को सितारों से सजाया जाएगा, जब आपका नाम फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर के नाम से पुकारा जाएगा। मुझे बस उस दिन का इंतजार है चेयरमैन साहब। और मैं सभी एम्प्लॉयज एग्जीक्यूटिव को सैल्यूट देती हूँ जिन्होंने मेहनत करके मिलजुल कर ये सब काम किया है। और इसी के साथ में सभी की जय हो सकती कहते हुए मैंने सभी रेजोल्यूशन में स्ट्रांगली सपोर्ट करा है और इसी के साथ में धन्यवाद देती हूँ।
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Sujan Modak. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, you can hear me, sir?
Yes,
Go
please.
ahead, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, respected chairman, other board of directors, and my online fellow shareholders. I am Sujan Modak. Sir, I am attending this meeting from my residence in Kolkata. Sir, this annual report tells the story, and what you have told just now, given all the details, almost all the questions answer I have got. Sir, the company's performance, if we see, this is very good, fantastic performance, sir. No questions on it. This management is very strong, very efficient, and result-oriented management under your leadership. So we are getting all the fruit out of it, sir. Very nice. Now our product is, we are the very proud shareholders and satisfied customer and consumer, sir. Our product range from salt to paper, biscuit to hotel to tobacco, Agri Business to Infotech business. This is fantastic. Everywhere we are. I had a few questions that Mr. Kunal Ghoshal sir हमको बोले थे कि आप भेज दो, तो हम भेज दिए sir, आंसर भी मिल गए हैं, इसीलिए मैं I don't want to repeat those questions, but in that I got that there are some 14 accidents took place last year. In that 18 employees were injured and got connected, and 6 service providers personnel were also got affected. Sir, whether anybody got serious injuries or they all back to work, please let us know, sir. And I hope you have definitely taken all steps to these things will never be repeated. Sir, I support all your agendas and done the voting, sir. Before I finish, I would like to definitely tell that हर घर में नाउ ITC, हर घर में ITC, and this is very fantastic. सुबह से शाम हम जो भी चीज यूज करते हैं ITC जरूर आता है सर. और बोनस के लिए तो सर सबने बोला है, if possible, that is a request from my side also. And I would like to definitely congratulate and thank our company secretary Rajendra Kumar Singhi. Sir, your section has done very good job, and especially सर मिस्टर कुणाल घोषाल सर हमको बहुत हेल्प करते हैं, सही टाइम पे हमको सब कुछ भेज दिए हैं, कनेक्ट करते हैं, इसीलिए आई वुड लाइक टू टेक दिस प्लेटफॉर्म टू से थैंक्स टू कुणाल घोषाल सर. सर नमस्कार सर, कुणाल घोषाल सर, प्लीज टेक माय नमस्कार एंड हेल्प अस like this way. Thank you. I don't want to take much time. Namaskar to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Yashpal Chopra. Please go ahead, sir. Sir, request you to unmute your audio and video and go ahead, please. Mr. Chopra? While we are checking the connection for Mr. Chopra, we'll move on to the next speaker shareholder, Manoj Kumar Gupta. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah. Good morning, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Gupta. I am equity shareholder of ITC Limited. I am attending this meeting from my residence, Calcutta. So first of all, I thanks to you, your team, and all staff of the ITC. Those have shown a good result of the company during this in this epidemic COVID and in several difficulties time in the country. You are paying the dividend of 1125%, sir. It shows that you believe you believe in the words of Swami Vivekananda, that work more, save more, earn more, work more, get more, save more, earn more, and pay more. So you are paying more to the investors, in small investors. That's it. And thanks to your CSR policy that you are serving to the community and the society. And sir, today you are chairing the meeting of 111th. नॉर्थ इंडिया में कहते हैं कि कितने तिया भाई एक से, तो 37 तिया 111, मतलब तीनों भाई एक से, सो 111. So we request you to try to reward on this eve of a triple one under your leadership to the shareholders by the way of not bonus equity, bonus debenture. Equity is around 1100 crore rupees, sir. So issue the bonus debenture. And sir, I like your frozen items which is issued, which is produced by the company. And sir, your Ashirwad atta and biscuits are very popular. And sir, what's your future plan with capex for next 2 to 3 years? And sir, any plan for Bengal with new investment in Bengal, or any plan for demerger of hotel or all FMC business? Last year you have said in your answers that we have a plan. So what's your plan for that, sir? Or any plan to list the ITC Infotech in the market, because it's a subsidiary now? So any plan to list the L&T? You see the L&T has list their L&T Infotech. So now the 4,500 rupees per share. And sir, what's your view on recently incident on wheat export by the company? Wheat export and reject by that country. And sir, last but least, like as टाटा का जो संपन्न ब्रांड है वो बहुत पॉपुलर है, संपन्न टाटा कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट्स का. तो you should also launch a new logo, a new slogan that हर घर में आशीर्वाद. Launch some more products on the name of Ashirwad, like as Ashirwad Maida, Ashirwad Suji, Ashirwad Lava, Ashirwad. You have already launched Ashirwad Atta and Salt. So you should launch Ashirwad Besan, Maida and Rava. So har ghar mein Ashirwad. And I strongly support your all resolutions, and I believe that you will take the company on new heights under your leadership with your directors and the executives in coming time under your leadership. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker, shareholder.
Please brief. Please be brief. We are running out of time.
We now invite the next speaker, shareholder, Gautam Nandi. Please go ahead, sir. Mr. Gautam, request you to unmute your audio and video and go ahead, please. While we are checking the connection for Mr. Gautam, we move on to the next speaker, shareholder, Jaideep Bakshi. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Chairman, CFO and Board of Directors. Myself, Jaideep Bakshi, connecting from the city of Kolkata. Thanks to our company secretary for allowing me to express my views, and congrats to the entire secretariat department for conducting this video conference in a smooth manner, and also to Hasbi Bajaj Madam for helping out me to attend this video conference. So well presented annual report, a colorful one, and a product display in the initial 30 pages, and well informative. It's a very good performance by our company, and thanks for the dividend, a final of 6.25 and the interim of 5.25 in this new challenging and new normal scenario. The entire globe is passing through this multi-dimensional crisis period. So what are our plans to counter the input cost and the inflation affecting the sachet economy? So to maintain the price point, are we thinking of grammage reductions? So regarding adoption of digitalization for products to supply chain, from production to supply chain, so how are we benefited? So are we implementing metaverse? And sir, what is the feedback on ITC Mars, MAARS? So also the consumption trend has shifted to brands as people are more health conscious now, and how much business has been gathered from this e-commerce sector. So the colorful page on bottom line contribution speaks volume of our company, and congrats for maintaining the leadership as number one brand in Ashirwad, Sunfish, Classmate, Bingo, etc. So any value-added program for future and target for the coming 3 years? So effect on supply chain disruption is expected to 60 countries. So how much the foreign exchange doubled on account of export from agri products? So what is the percentage earning from this agri product out of this? So have we increased the price point in a cigarette as we have introduced different varieties to cater the consumer preference? So regarding setting up of personal care products in Uruberia progress, how much is the progress at present? And sir, non-availability, sir, regarding this Swasti, this easy digest milk, it's I have searched for this in my local area in this Salt Lake sector one, but I couldn't find it. So kindly look into this. So congrats for the number of years in making the carbon neutrality and the water management and using the renewable sources. It's a great achievement. So, and also congrats to the R&D team for building innovative products from the state-of-the-art analytic lab. So also congrats for scaling up sustainable packing solutions. So can we have one-stop lounge for our products where all our products can be displayed at one go? And so also congrats for imposing the import pulp substitution for superior products in our paper mill products. So and also can we have a planned visit because now the situation is improving. So now nothing to add more. I have supported all the resolutions and hope our management under your guidance will focus on innovative to introduce differential products to build a stronger, smarter and sustainable world and keep our ITC flag flying. Thank you and all stay safe, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. The next speaker shareholder, HS Patel, is connected on audio. Ma'am, your line is unmuted. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am, go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you. Respected Sir Mr. Puri, the three executive directors, the lady director and the other directors on the board. First, I would like to thank our Mr. Rajendra Singhi and his team for sending me the annual report, and the annual report is quite very exhaustive and informative. All the details are given. I thank the team and Mr. Singhi very much. He has always been very supportive and helpful. I also thank one Mr. Monsi Verghese, who had been your employee from Vimco. Though he is retired, whenever I ring him up, he still helps me to connect them. I thank Mr. Karan Saigal and Param Patel, who has given very nice financial figures in the annual report. Thank you very much, the whole team. ITC has been an Indian conglomerate headquartered at Calcutta, and has contributed 1,72,000 crores to the exchequer and becoming the third Indian company in the private sector. I congratulate everybody for the excellent awards that the company has received. $8.2 billion in exports that you will have received. Gross revenue touched 59,000 crores, rise by 22.7%, and EBITDA rising 10%. Company has responded to all the challenges and becoming an all-rounder. I am from Mumbai, but I really appreciate this company for all their products. But I would like to add few things. Sir, any plans to bring ITC to Mumbai? Mumbai being the economic capital of India. Many companies from Delhi have come to Bombay. Do you plan to come to Bombay, bring ITC in Bombay? I also congratulate your R&D for the various innovative products that it has come out with. So, we have wide varieties of products in your FMCG, but these products are not easily available in your stores and in the retail outlets also. There is a major supply chain problem is there. I think so. Management should focus on this issue on the priority basis. I had raised this same issue even last year, but no progress has been done on this front. So your products are still not available in many of the stores in Mumbai. Various stores and they are still facing non-availability of your product. So in your book, there are innumerable products which are so very good, but I am not able to get any of these products. Why is it so? Being a small ticket purchaser, we cannot expect loyalty from the customer. Availability supersedes loyalty. That is how we lose the revenue. Instead of increasing our revenue, we can increase much more revenue in terms of Bombay market. Please pay attention, even in Mumbai market, supply chain people have to be very initiative and very, very alert in supplying the material in Mumbai market. We are facing extreme stinginess in the Mumbai market. What is the interest rate we earn on rich cash balance that you have and investments that you have made? What is the cost of employee remuneration vis-a-vis net profit at standalone and console level? If I could come to know this. Also, sir, your cash balance and your investments and all is quite overflowing. As spoken by the earlier shareholders, it is essential that you come out with bonus. We shareholders expect bonus from ITC under your able guidance and under your directorships. Please, it is essential that you come out with bonus shares so that we can increase our portfolio, increase the number of shares in our portfolio. I wish all the employees for working hard in the COVID time. I'm sure that the same hard work and intelligence will be done even by the management group and the board of directors under the able leadership of Mr. Sanjeev Puri. We are extremely happy in this 111 AGM, and today's share price is 299, and you are giving us a dividend of 11.5. From Bombay, I thank you on behalf of many shareholders for being an excellent company. Thank you very much, Mr. Puri, and all the board of directors. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Ritu Agarwal. Please go ahead.
Wish you all a very good morning. My name is Ritu Agarwal from Kolkata and I'm a small shareholder of the company. I come from an environment and NGO background and it gives me great sense of privilege to be a part of the ITC family, which gives so much back to the society. ITC as a business corporate is a glowing example in environment initiatives and world's only company to be carbon positive, water positive and solid waste recycling positive, and that too for more than a decade. Over 50% of ITC's total energy consumption is from renewable sources and its greenhouse gas emissions are lower by 50%. It empowers over 4 million farmers and creates almost 6 million sustainable livelihoods in India. Over 20 lakh milk animals are covered under its livestock development scheme and over 8 lakh children are benefiting from its primary education initiative. The company's hotel in Bengaluru and Chennai are the first 3 hotels in the world to achieve LEED zero carbon certification and ITC has 38 platinum rated green buildings. ITC has reached out to the farmers, working towards the goal of doubling farmers' income by identifying progressive farmers in terms of yields and making them learn best practices. ITC, as a true Desi company, has stood up in the times of need for the nation. I am personally aware how its team worked to set up a contingency fund to provide relief during COVID, distributing lakhs of cooked meals, generating millions of man hours of employment, set up hospitals and vaccination camps. My congratulations to the company for winning first prize in Best Industry for CSR initiatives, a recognition from Government of India and CSR Excellence Award from Institute of Company Secretaries of India. These awards are acknowledgement of good work as environment and CSR activities done by the company. As a household wife, I would like to add that Ashirwad Atta is my favorite brand, and the personal care products of ITC like Fiamma, Vivel, and Dermafic are of world-class quality. On financial front, thank you, sir. Solid performance and a handsome dividend. So, in today's knowledge economy, people are companies' greatest assets. The old saying is, a person is as good as the company he keeps. But today it is said that a company is only as good as the people it keeps. Hope Company is taking good care of its employees and remunerating them well for keeping the solid performance of the company in these trying times. Also, a last point, sir. For all the talk of gender equality, the list of top 10 salary earners and the list of more than 100 people getting more than a crore salary per annum in ITC, there is hardly a name of any woman employed. You should definitely look into that. We wish the company all the best. Thank you and take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Manjeet Singh. Please go ahead, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, sir. You're audible. Please be brief, sir. Yes, you're audible. Please be brief because we're running out of time.
चेयरमैन और आईटीसी के तमाम एम्प्लॉइज, डायरेक्टर, हमारा को स्टाफ, हमारे शेयर होल्डर और जो मीडिएटर आपने मेहनत करी है, हम आपसे इतनी दूर से जुड़ पाए हैं, सभी का मैं स्वागत करता हूं और धन्यवाद करता हूं। और आईटीसी की ये नेल्सन मीटिंग पर मैं स्वागत करता हूं सबका। 111वें AGM है, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है हमें आपसे जुड़कर। सर, जीएसटी के जो अकाउंटेबिलिटी चेंज हो रही है उससे हमारी कंपनी के प्रोडक्ट पर किस तरह का इफेक्ट आएगा, थोड़ा आप इस बारे में बताइएगा। और R&D सेंटर आपका जो बेंगलोर में आप दिखा रहे हैं, इसके अलावा भी R&D सेंटर हैं हमारे, क्योंकि हमारा देश बहुत बड़ा है, कश्मीर से कन्याकुमारी तक का है, कई तरह के क्लाइमेट भी चेंज होते हैं, तो R&D सेंटर हमारे कहाँ कहाँ हैं, आप इस बारे में थोड़ा बताइएगा। अगर कुछ कम है तो उन्हें बढ़ाइएगा तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा। ये सबकी डिमांड रही है कि हमें बोनस दिया जाए और डीमर्जर किया जाए, तो ये डिमांड शेयर होल्डर की आप कब तक सुनेंगे, थोड़ा इस बारे में बताइएगा। डीमर्जर का तो कहना ऐसा है कि आपके प्रोडक्ट ही इतने हैं, तो आप डीमर्जर करेंगे तो कंपनी को फायदा ही होगा इसका। और एक तरह से खोज भी की जाती है, बड़ी क्या नहीं बनाती, तो उसमें रिजल्ट निकल कर आ रहा है। डिटर्जेंट पाउडर नहीं बनाते हम, टूथ ब्रश नहीं बनाते, टूथ पेस्ट नहीं बनाते, डिटर्जेंट टिक्की नहीं बनाते, और सबकी फेवरेट जो किचन की आइटमें हैं वॉशेबल की, वो नहीं बनाते। तो क्या आने वाले टाइम में हम कुछ उम्मीद करें कि हम इस तरफ भी जाएंगे? हम जो है फूड प्रोडक्ट में टमाटो सूप और जो सूप होते हैं और टमाटो सॉस और फ्रूट जैम की तरफ भी नहीं आगे गए हैं, थोड़ा इस तरफ आप ध्यान देंगे। कॉफी और चाय भी हमारी नहीं नजर आती, क्योंकि आईटीसी के सारे ही प्रोडक्ट नजर आते हैं, बस ऐसा लगता है कि कुछ ही प्रोडक्ट नहीं आप बनाते। तो ये जो आप प्रोडक्ट नहीं बनाते, इसमें कोई टाई अप तो नहीं है नजर कंपनियों से हमारा? और साल में करीब 2 दफा तूफान बनकर उभरता है इंसेक्टिसाइड, मच्छर जो है, एक छोटा सा मच्छर जो है बहुत उभर कर आता है। और हमारी जो कंपनी है एक घर से जुड़ी हुई है हर तरह से प्रोडक्टों से, तो आने वाले टाइम में हम उम्मीद करें कि आप इंसेक्टिसाइड की तरफ भी कुछ ध्यान देंगे। उसमें लिक्विड मशीन, इंसेक्टिसाइड स्प्रे, बहुत आइटम आती हैं और उनका बिजनेस बहुत अच्छा है। आपकी जो कंपटीशन वाली कंपनियां हैं। हाँ जी,
आप इसको थोड़ा जल्दी में बोलें, बिकॉज बहुत लोगों को समय चाहिए बात करने के लिए।
ठीक है जी, ठीक है, जल्दी करते हैं जी। और CSR एक्टिविटी में आप बहुत अच्छा चल ही रहे हैं ऑलरेडी। बस थोड़ा सा मैं आपसे डेयरी प्रोडक्ट का ही कहना चाहूंगा कि NCR के अंदर हमारी क्या पोजीशन है डेयरी प्रोडक्ट की। और डेयरी चीफ जो यहाँ दिखाए जा रहे हैं संजय सिंघल जी से मैं सवाल पूछना चाहूंगा, जो हमारा मोस्ट जो डेयरी का प्रोडक्ट है आशीर्वाद स्वाति, वो क्या हमारे दिल्ली NCR में नजर आना शुरू होगा और कब तक आएगा? थोड़ा बिजनेस को बढ़ाएंगे, इस बारे में आप थोड़ा इस बारे में जरूर बताइएगा। और जो सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक के ऊपर जो बैन लगे हैं, अननेसेसरी कई चीजों पर हम कवर प्लास्टिक का बना देकर चलते हैं तो क्या उसमें कुछ रोक लगेगी? जैसे मंगलदीप धूप का जो डब्बा आता है, मंगलदीप अगरबत्ती की पन्नी में लपेट कर आता है, और आपके कॉपी और रजिस्टर भी पन्नी में आते हैं, तो आने वाले टाइम में कोई ब्राउन शीट वगैरह या कोई और किस तरह का अल्टरनेटिव कुछ आप करेंगे? बाकी हम आपसे इतनी दूर से जुड़ पाए, सभी का धन्यवाद। और दिल्ली की जो आपकी अचल है उसको भी कुछ विस्तार आप आने वाले टाइम में करेंगे या कार्गो के साथ जोड़ेंगे? वो उनका जो है कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस भी बहुत अच्छा है, और मैं आपको बधाई देना चाहूंगा कि मैं इतनी दूर से आपसे जुड़ पाया। थैंक यू।
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker, shareholder, Mr. Tamal Kumar. Please go ahead.
Requesting
Mr. Puri.
speakers to be please short, be very, very short, because we have a lot of
Chairman sir, before me, 9 speakers took 7 minutes, 8 minutes per speaker took. And I believe I am concentrating more on the accounts, mentioning the page number, and should not fall on me. I am not going to take too much time, because last time my line was...
That is the reason
last time,
because a lot of time has gone away. And anyway, go ahead quickly with your question. Please go ahead. Start your question. I'm noting it. Yeah. But be as brief as possible. Yeah.
Sir, ITC Infotech Limited during the year booked a profit of 689 crores. And ITC Infotech USA and ITC Infotech Limited booked small profits. And what is the reason for decrease, despite booking profit, what is the reason for decrease in the value of investment of ITC Infotech India from 195.08 crores to in financial year 21 to 173.10 crores as on 31st March 2022. It is in page 163, sir. And so the company proposed the resolution number 8 for sale of unmatured tobacco of Indian origin to bad GLP to the tune of 1,990 and purchase of unmatured tobacco to the tune of rupees 10 crores. In this connection, I want to know whether sale of goods or services to BAT GLP for rupees 985 crores during financial year 22, as shown in page 206, relates to sale of unmatured tobacco during financial year 22, and why BAT advanced 1,494 crores to our company during financial year 22. It is in page 206. And why our company will purchase unmatured tobacco of international grade, whether they are entering international market in this regard, and whether after appointment of 2 directors by BAT in ITC, an increase in the cost of purchase is an indication of return of good corporate relation between both of us, both the companies. Please share your thoughts in this regard. And sir, it is really sad to note that despite our long and high profile presence and so many brand takeovers, launches, marketing with top film stars in FMCG others segment for nearly 20 years, it contributed only 5% of the segment profit excluding other locals during financial year 22. And cigarettes still contributed 81% of our profit during financial year 22. Would you please tell us when FMCG others will contribute substantially to our profitability? And what benefits we are deriving from our investment in East India EIH Limited, whose value is investment shown as 1,324 in page 164. The said company has not declared dividend for the last couple of years. Please share your thoughts. And so Sri Lanka is in turmoil, political turmoil. Whether our investment in Welcome Hotels Lanka Private Limited and other interests face any hostile attitude from the local people. And sir, it is noted from page 20 that out of 16 executive, non-executive and other directors, Mr. Naik, independent director, is holding highest number of equity shares of 10,94,325 as on 31st March 2022. And whether the increase in his shareholding of 27,500 equity shares during the year is due to conversion of ESOPs into equity or any other matter. And last 2 small questions. What is the reason for a huge increase in revenue from outside India? From 5,177 crores in financial year 21 to 9,318 crores in financial year 22. It is in page 202. And lastly, what is the present status of winding up petition against Logix Developers Private Limited before NCLT? It is in page 195. And I want to know Further, our liability limited to 8.5 crores shown on the investment schedule in page, it is mentioned in page 163. And thank you all for patient hearing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Aspi Bhisenia. Please go ahead.
Chairman sir, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can see you and I'm requesting you to please be brief.
So go ahead with your question, please. While we're checking the connection for Mr. Aspi, we move on to the next speaker shareholder, Manali Bhosle. Please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
go ahead,
ma'am.
please.
Please go ahead and I will request you to be brief, ma'am, because there are a lot of speakers.
Thank you. Board of Directors and fellow shareholders to all of you. So my name is Manali Bhosle and I follow shares very closely on the stock. This is the first time I'm at AGM of ITC. My heartiest counsel for great teamwork and year of excellent responsibility all around in the country and also.
Sorry to interrupt. Manali, we are unable to hear you clearly. While we check the connection, we move on to the next speaker shareholder, Gagan Kumar. Please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes,
sir.
go ahead,
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Board of Director and fellow shareholder. Myself, Gagan Kumar. I am joining this meeting from Delhi. Puri साहब आपने 2 मिनट दिया. I will try to finish my speech in 1 minute only.
Thank you, sir.
सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि अपनी कंपनी से हम काफ़ी लंबे अरसे से जुड़े हुए हैं और काफ़ी सारे पॉइंट्स जो हैं वो बाकी शेयर होल्डर के द्वारा कवर किए जा चुके हैं. उनको रिपीट नहीं करना चाहूँगा. सिर्फ एक चीज़ कहना चाहूँगा सर कि ये जो सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक बैन हुआ है उससे हमारी कंपनी किस तरह से आगे फेस करेगी इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए. एंड सेकंड थिंग कि ये आज की एजीएम के दिन हमारा शेयर जो है 52 वीक हाई पे आज अपने ट्रेड कर रहा है. इसके लिए पूरी टीम को मुबारकबाद. एंड जो आईटीसी, आईटीएचएल एंड जितनी भी हमारी और सिस्टर कंसर्न कंपनियां हैं, काइंडली उसके लिए शेयर होल्डर को कुछ प्रिविलेज कार्ड और डिस्काउंट कार्ड कुछ इस तरह का इशू करवाएं जिससे कि हम लोग अपनी सुविधाओं को, अपनी जितनी भी हमारी सर्विसेज हैं उसको डिस्काउंटेड रेट पे एंजॉय कर सकें. और 2005 में 1:2, 2010 में 1:1 एंड 2016 में 1:2. अब रेशो आपके ऊपर है लेकिन एक बोनस तो बनता है सर. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you, sir.
We move on to the next speaker shareholder, Pramod Kumar. Please go ahead.
Good morning to the directors and to my fellow shareholder present here at this meeting of ITC being through video mode. My name is Pramod Kumar Sanganeri and I am a shareholder of the company and a keen investor in the shares. Sir, it is a source of pride to me as a shareholder that so many products being manufactured by ITC is a valuable part of life of a common man, from paper to hotels to personal care products. We have always been assured of the quality of products manufactured by our company. Over 2 decades of the company has immensely from single product to business to over 13 businesses in 5 segments, exporting to over 100 countries, 40 categories of product, over 200 plus operating location, and more than 100 hotel properties. Despite the economic slowdown and the crisis brought about by the company's result, so resilience and is almost equal to pre-COVID levels. The dividend of ₹750 translate into more than 8% of the face value of share of ₹1. Sir, thank you for your good dividend. The market has also taken note of ITC's strong performance, resulting in capital appreciation. While all other companies have been, the shares of the company have grown from almost 200 rupees in last, giving a return of about 50%. Good that did not sell my ITC. I would say with the performance like this and P ratio of about 25, buy. Too much talk about demerger, but sir, the people advocating demerger forget building brands, building five-star hotels, setting up manufacturing capabilities, acquiring companies more in-house, etc. required deep pocket and lots of capital. But sir, I would like to share a thought. We like TCS Infosec need to have a gem of a wholly owned subsidiary company by name of the ITC Infotech India Limited, which is clocking a turnover of rupees 3,500 crore and making a profit of more than 500 crores. Maybe you should try to bring out an IPO and give us a shareholder a chance to participate in its wealth creation. In any case, you would have services of the best consultants and with the professional management at the helm. I am sure the company will carefully evaluate all the possibilities of holistically and will take only those steps which is in overall interest of holders. And with you, as a captain of the ship, we have no doubt our future is in good hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Ms. Celestine. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
please
ma'am.
go ahead.
May I request you
At
to
the
be a little
same
brief, please?
Yeah, I'll be brief because there are so many meetings at one time. Now, I just say a few lines. Respected Chairman, Mr. and MD Sanjeev Puri, other board members, my fellow shareholders, I am speaking from Mumbai. I am Mrs. C. Mascarenas. First, I thank the company secretary and his team, Mr. Ghosh and others, for sending an e-annual report and also assisting me in this virtual meet, and also the chorus team. So very good work, good dividend, good market cap. See, I only tell you, you beat your earlier record, and this time you have beaten the earlier record. And I only suggest, I am not going to ask you competitors, how many products, what is market share, what is the margin. I know about geopolitical supply chain, logistics, and all that. Only my one line is, I want to be brief. So I only say, so you beat your own, my company's record year after year. So we are very happy. Whichever you big team know, the whole board knows how to reward the small shareholders. With this, I thank you very much. And now Mr. Mascarenas, he is also registered. He wants to say few lines. Just he will speak.
Respected Chairman, sir, very distinguished members of the board and my fellow shareholders. Good afternoon to you all. My name is Aloysius Mascarenas. At the outset, I thank the management, company secretary and registrar for sending me the balance sheet which I received on time. It is very voluminous, exhaustive, informative, transparent and adhering to all the parameters required for a good corporate governance. Our results are excellent as shown at facts and figures in place and a handsome dividend of rupees 11.50. Now, I would like to know going forward what is our future plan, any acquisitions, and many over 700 products have been launched. How many new products will be introduced this year? Sir, my only question, my personal question is that I am a shareholder for a very long period and over 30-40 years, and my shares are to be dematted. But because of some signature problem, which is over the years, 40 years, it is mismatched, and many times it is coming back. So I want the share your cooperation in this regard. So please help me in getting my shares dematted. And other things, other things, I'm 73 plus, and other things, very good presentation given by a chairman, so very beautifully given. It answers all my questions. Though I had about 20 plus questions, I don't want to repeat. So I end my speech wishing the chairman, board of directors, and more importantly, all the employees, all the very best in the days and years to come. With this, sir, thank you very much for patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you. We move on to the next speaker, shareholder, Ronak Pathak. Please go ahead. Ronak, we request you to kindly unmute your audio. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good morning, Chairman, sir. Sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please go ahead.
No, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, and I'll request you to be brief, sir.
Okay, sir, thank you. Sir, good morning, Chairman, sir, entire team of management, all members present in this meeting. Sir, first of all, it is my first AGM, and I am still student, so if anything goes wrong, please, sir, forgive me. I would also like to congratulate you and entire management for wonderful work done for creation of value for the shareholder. I would have spoken a lot, but since time is limited, so I have kept the brief. I have kept it brief in congratulating. Now I have asked 4 questions, sir. 3 are answered, but I would like more clarity on the second question. That ITC has acquired stakes in delectable technologies. So, what are the future plans of ITC Limited regarding vending machines? So, sir, this was my question. Means I wanted to know that is ITC Limited planning to install the vending machines in areas such as railway stations, airports, malls, metro stations? Sir, in that area I wanted to know, sir. If you give clarity on this, it would be grateful for me, sir, that I could evaluate. And that's all, sir, from my side. And thank you for the wonderful dividend and appreciation of share price. Thank you, sir. That's all from my side. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker, shareholder, Mr. Amit Kumar Banerjee. Please go ahead, sir.
Good noon.
Yes,
hello.
sir, go ahead.
Yes, please.
Good noon to everyone. Respected Chairman, I'm not visible.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. Please
Anyhow.
go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay.
And request you to be brief,
Respected
sir.
Chairman of the meeting, other board members present on such beautiful meeting organized through video conferencing. It is our 111th AGM of ITC Limited. Thank you for getting me connected and an opportunity to speak such a wonderful meeting today. First of all, I thank for the chairman, so welcoming address, very informative. As regards the performance is concerned, it is very nice, good growth, strong financial result is excellent. Profit after tax increased, EPS also increased. Dividend is about 11.50 last year in comparison was 10.75. It is also increased. It is very beautiful. Foreign exchange also increased. Sir, I would like to know about that. Do try to organize an annual general meeting by both physical as well as video conferencing simultaneously, as recently done by Kishore Industries at Calcutta. It is great success, much appreciable also to shareholders. Consider bonus, equity bonus. Do consider. What is our research and development expenditure to develop our products to make them artistically, actively designed? Kindly share your views. Consider also one request the planned visit one of the unit, as we could see how manufacturing unit infrastructure and the product excellence are there. Thank you. I hope our company will definitely give a strategic move for the growth and will able to maintain such a prestigious brand ITC into a new high. keeping in mind the benefit as well as the wealth creation policy of minority shareholders. I thank all the members for conducting such a video conferencing today. My name is Amit Kumar Banerjee. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Kiran Ghai. Please go ahead. Kiran Ghai, your line is unmuted. Please go ahead with the question.
Hello.
While we are checking.
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir. Please speak and request you to be brief, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Please carry on and please be brief, sir.
So please go ahead, or while we check the connection, we move on to the next speaker shareholder, Deepak Sahal. Please go ahead. Mr. Deepak Sahal is disconnected. We move on to the next speaker shareholder, Sunil Kumar Modak. Please go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Good noon, sir. Good noon to everyone. Respected chairman of the meeting, board of directors, CFO, executive vice president, company secretary, and my dear fellow shareholders, friends watching this AGM virtually. Myself, Sunil Modak, a equity shareholder and a member of Small Shareholders of Kolkata Welfare Association. First of all, I can congratulate the management and employees of the ITC for the remarkable result. ITC got several prizes in different categories, sometimes in CSR activities, sometimes in award in the large category by ICISI, Institute of Company Secretariat of India. First time, ITC's 3 hotels in the world to achieve zero carbon certifications, 2 in Bengaluru and 1 in Chennai. Congratulations, sir. I found foreign exchange earnings increase significantly. Net profit also increased and the dividend finally 11.5% per equity share. Let me congratulate the management and equity and the employees of the ITC remarkable results and hope under your able guidance, our beloved chairman and MD, Mr. Sanjeev Puri, we will achieve better results coming years too. May you please let me know the number of total employees in ITC? We are also very proud for our ITC's products and hope our company will be able to earn more and rewarded shareholders accordingly. If it permits, I request management to make a planned visit to the willing shareholders in batches. I also support all the resolutions made by you and favor the company. With this, I conclude my speech and hope to meet next year with better result. Pray to Almighty for everyone's good health and prosperity. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Biswendra Kundu. Please go ahead.
Yes. Can you hear me? Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Please carry on, sir. Please carry on, sir.
Mr. Report, fellow shareholder and friend, I am BN Kundu. At the outset, I would like to thank the management for steady progress of the company year after year. According to soft copy, the report presented to us has been very nicely prepared with exhaustive details, and I have nothing further to say on it. We, the shareholder, are very happy to see that you have declared very good dividend, that is 11 rupees 50 paise per share. Sir, I have seen your balance sheet very minutely that our ITC Limited is performing very well in all sectors. I salute your entire management team. They are very seriously performed. Of course, it's a teamwork, but I should mention one person name, that is our CMD, Mr. Sanjeev Puri. He is the helm of the company. Sir, I have one specific question. That is, what is your roadmap next 5 years? And before I close, I convey my sincere thanks to the entire secretarial team, particularly Mr. R.K. Singh and Mr.
Rajesh Poddar. With this observation, I am closing here with thanks to all. Thank you very much, sir. Take care.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for being brief. And I request all the subsequent speakers to be as brief, sir.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Anuj Ghakar. Please go ahead. Mr. Anuj, request you to kindly unmute your audio.
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Hi. Good afternoon to Mr. Sanjeev, sir, and to all the fellow shareholders. So I'll keep it very brief in interest of time. There was a comprehensive speech by Sanjeev, sir, followed by a very elaborate questionnaire by all the fellow shareholders. So I'll not. I think most of the questions or queries that I had are already covered, so I'll not go there. I rather have a few suggestions or observations regarding the products available and the availability of products, which I'd not like to pick up in this meeting. But if somebody can, kind of get in touch with me later, I can perhaps pass it on, or maybe I can get a contact for somebody in ITC. So, in interest of time, I'll close my speech here because already everything is covered in the previous speeches by fellow shareholders. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And somebody will get in touch with you, sir, for your feedback on availability.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Sarvajit Singh. Please go ahead. Request you to kindly unmute your audio. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hello, Chairman.
Yes, sir. Please carry on.
Chairman, sir, first of all, good afternoon to you, all the board of directors and for ITC Limited and my co-fellow shareholders. चेयरमैन सर, आपने हमें हर साल सर जो डिविडेंड जो हमें देते हैं वो तो सर एक बहुत ही सर बढ़िया बात है, क्यों सर आपकी मेहनत सर इसमें दर्शाती है, जो सर आप शेयर होल्डरों को इतना अच्छा डिविडेंड देते हैं। बाकी सर हमारी वो फॉरेन जो इन्वेस्टर है सर, उन्होंने भी बढ़ाई है, उन्होंने सर 9.99% से उन्होंने 11.99%। बाकी चेयरमैन सर, आपकी इतनी मेहनत जो सर कोरोना काल में हमारा शेयर थोड़ा ज्यादा चला गया था, वो सर आपकी और आपकी सर ये हिम्मत दिखाती है कि सर उन्होंने कंसिस्टेंट काम करके कमाया है, और सर इस बारी 52वीं खाई पे भी सर हमारा शेयर प्राइस है। सर चेयरमैन सर, जिस तरीके से मेरे सारे शेयर होल्डर भाइयों ने भी कहा कि हम एक बोनस का इंतजार कर रहे हैं, जो सर आप लगातार 1991, 94, 2005, 16, 2005, 2010, 2016 में देते आए हैं। तो सर हमने बड़े बुजुर्गों से तो सर ये सुना ही है कि आईटीसी शेयर सिर्फ होल्ड करके रखो, वो अपने आप आपको पैसा देंगे। तो सर हमारे बड़े बुजुर्ग मिल रहा है सर, अब जरा एक यंग पीढ़ी सर हम सामने ये भी चाहेंगे कि सर हमें भी एक बारी बोनस के साथ जरूर नवाजा जाए। बाकी चेयरमैन सर, आपके सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ने जो इतनी मेहनत करके सर हमें आपके सामने इतनी फ्रिक्वेंटली बोलने है, इसके लिए सर मैं लोगों का धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा। बाकी सर आपसे यही कहना चाहूंगा सर, एक बार ये मीटिंग जब सर एक बार अपने सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट की पीठ जरूर था, उन्होंने अपनी मेहनत करके सारे के सारे शेयर होल्डर को आपके का मौका दिया। थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू सर।
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Lily Pradhan. Please go ahead. Lily is disconnected. We move on to the next speaker shareholder, Kishore Suresh Bhave. Please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me, ma'am? Hello.
Go ahead, please. Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Very good afternoon, respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow shareholders. Myself, Kishore from Patni. I would like to ask, please look into the matter of unclaimed dividend of minority shareholder, whose huge amount was transferred to IEPF fund, which is as per SEBI rule. No issue, but could you please take more efforts to avoid this huge amount to this fund? With this, I support all the resolution. Thank you very much and wish the company all the best for coming financial year, as well as my best wishes for all the festivals coming in the month of Shravan. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, GR Balaji. Please go ahead.
Good morning all. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm Balaji from Chennai. First, congratulations for the management for having a clear capital allocation policy and good execution in these tough times. So, hearty congratulations to you, sir, and the team. I have a few questions. First, our PAT growth in the last 5 years been around 8 to 9%. So, just want your thoughts. Is it possible we can double our PAT in next 5 to 6 years? So, broadly, it works around 12 to 15% CAGR. That's first. Second question, what's a medium-term growth expectation from cigarette division in terms of volume? Third, how does Unnati app is providing competitive advantage to our company? Fourth question, sir, we have communicated PLA scheme is going to support exports. So just want your thoughts, how big this opportunity for our company? And final question, we have recently forayed into plant-based meat. Sir, would like to have your thoughts on how do we choose certain category when we enter. So that's from my side. Thanks again for the opportunity and wish you good luck to you and the team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Dr. Bhavesh Kanabar. Please go ahead.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, I congratulate all the shareholders as well as the entire team of the ITC for delivering good results, excellent dividend, and excellent CSR activity. Sir, you mentioned about the future CSR activity regarding women empowerment, financial literacy, and in healthcare sector. Sir, I would like to know what is the plan of ITC to deliver the activities in healthcare sector in detail. Again, I would like to inform you, sir, that ITC hotel is situated in Rajkot. I am speaking from Rajkot, and cricket team comes to Rajkot. They are usually used to stay in the ITC hotel. I also reiterate one of the speakers said that Hargar Asirwad. So, what are the different products that we launch in name of the Asirwad? And also, I reiterate the earlier speaker. Is that for demerger, bonus, buyback, and what can be the basis for the demerger, bonus, and buyback? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We invite the next speaker shareholder, Madhav. Please go ahead.
Dear fellow shareholders, on the video at this 111th annual general meeting of ITC Limited, the chairman and managing director, Mr. Sanjeev Puri, distinguished board of directors and person of the senior management. Good morning to all of you. I am Madhav Nagwan, a shareholder of the company, having interest in the FMCG scripts. Dear Sanjeev Puri sir, I have great regard for you. I have admired your commitment to people, strong ethics and hard work. Sir, challenges prepare the leaders for tomorrow. I can safely say on the behalf of the stakeholders that under your leadership, the company has emerged stronger than this humanitarian crisis and will continue on its path to excellent performance. This year, despite such challenging conditions, the company achieved gross sales value of 90,000 crore and its profit after tax is more than 15,000 crore. As a shareholder, a big thank you for all-time high dividend of rupees 11.5 per share, which is more than 90% of the profit after tax. It is commendable to note that more than 60% of the turnover comes from non-cigarette businesses. Thank you for keeping us on the path of sustainable, profitable growth. Today, the world is about e-commerce and digitalization. Our company's innovative contactless deliveries model and e-store have already been very well received in the market. The company, with inputs from ITC Infotech and others, is building a future tech enterprise. The growing digitization by way of establishing 6 Sense marketing, command center, contextual communication, and consumer protection. Use of AI in consumer data analytics speak a lot about ITC fueling of growth through technology, digitization, and innovation. And we can foresee exciting times ahead. And sir, I really like the vibrant, colorful logo of the company on its annual report. It shows the vibrancy and diversity of our company. As a consumer to many of the company's products, right from paper to food to personal care products to hotels, we have always been assured of the top class quality of the product manufactured by ITC. As a responsible corporate citizen, ITC is admired for its natural resource management measures like farm, forestry, soil and moisture conservation, livestock development and rainwater harvesting. Sir, India lives in its village. A big thrust on India's food processing sector can lead to significant job creation, enhance rural income, and help manage the food inflation. I can see from the annual report that ITC, with its huge CSR budget of about 300 crores, is making a real difference to the income in rural household by providing them sustainable livelihoods. Today, ITC is leading FMCG marketing in India, a pioneer of premium luxury green hotels, a clean market leader in the Indian paperboard and packing industry, a player of promise in the field of IT, and a country's foremost agri business player. Sir, thank you leading the company in these tough times, giving us one of the highest dividend. Investors have burnt their fingers in various startup companies which have destroyed investor wealth, given negative return of almost 50% and wiping out their hard-earned money. Stock market has today understood the worth of solid performing company like ITC, and it is acknowledging it. ITC share has given a return of over 34% in capital appreciation to the investors, while most of the shares have given negative returns. With the company other FMCG business starting to show profit riding on strong brand, the company following asset right strategy for its hotel segment, sustained profit year after year, greater focus on innovation and digitization, and now with share market acknowledging its performance, I am sure ITC is an idea whose time has come. The investors in today's stock market will surely recognize the safety and solid value hidden in the company and its share. Sir, I also wish to thank you, our finance director, Mr. R. Tandon. Yeah,
Can I
who is
request you to be a
retiring
little brief, sir? We have got
after a
many
long
people
time
who
in the
want to speak.
company. And best wishes to Mr. Supreme Datta, who is taking over, sir. My best wishes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Ashok Kumar Gupta. Please go ahead.
Yes. Namaste.
Sir, request you to be brief. Namaste.
I take this opportunity to congratulate Mr. Chairman, to you and the entire ITC team for the excellent performance and financial results we had. I would like to give one suggestion that you have come up with the ITC Mars app for small farmers with wide range of agri solutions, and also the ITC e-Chopals. But ITC should come up with a model to develop crops, providing all technology to the small farmers like seeds, fertilizers, irrigation facility, in other farming accessories, and in return purchase their crops in the model of the Amul and their Gujarat cooperatives, so that farmers are benefited and simultaneously the company is also benefited. So it's both aspects will be resolved, that the social aspects by giving help to the farmers, and from the point of view of the company is in the agro business. Second one, I would like to ask one, whether ITC Life Science, you have a program to develop this division to enter into a pharmaceutical or drug business in future. Have you any plans for that? And at last, I also being on the board of the Exim Bank, I congratulate you on one of the India's largest exporters of the agri commodities. Please go aggressively and increase the company's exports and contribute to the nation's foreign exchange coffers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Vimal Krishna. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible? Hello? Hello, am I audible? Oh,
yes, sir.
Very good afternoon. Very good afternoon, sir. सर, मैं विमल कृष्ण सरकार कलकत्ता से बोल रहा हूँ। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, अन्य पदाधिकारियों, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी और उपस्थित शेयर होल्डर्स। सर, पहले मैं कंपनी सेक्रेटरी को धन्यवाद देता हूँ। सिंह जी को बहुत पहले ये एनुअल नोटिस वगैरह भेज दिया है, और सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट को भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ। मिस्टर कुमार घोषाल, वो हम लोगों को मीटिंग का पहले बहुत हेल्प किया है, और वो अलर्ट भी किया है कैसे क्या करना है, नहीं करना है। ये गुड रिलेशन ये जो रखते हैं शेयर होल्डर के साथ, ये इन्वेस्टर सर्विस स्टैंड से हम लोगों को हर टाइम मिलता है। इसे पूरा इन्वेस्टर सर्विस स्टैंड को जितना एम्प्लॉय है सबको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। सर, आपने जिस एक्सीलेंट और वैल्यूएबल जो प्रेजेंटेशन दिया है, पुरी सर आपको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। सर, बहुत सुंदर आप प्रेजेंटेशन दिया है, और एनुअल रिपोर्ट के बारे में हमको कुछ कहना नहीं है। सर, पूरा सपोर्ट करता हूँ। सर, देखिए जो आज जो इकोनॉमिकल चैलेंजेस जो चल रही है हमारा इंडिया में, हमारा कंपनी हर साल प्रॉफिट देते आ रही है। और देखिए ये कोविड-19 लॉकडाउन वार चल रही है रशिया यूक्रेन, ये जो जियोपॉलिटिकल जो टेंशन जो सिचुएशन, इस परिस्थितियों में हमारा कंपनी पिछले साल से इस बार जो प्रॉफिट दिया है, ये तो सर आपका पूरा टीम को पूरा एम्प्लॉय को मैंने बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ, वाहवाह देता हूँ। ऐसा ही करते रहेगा और हम लोगों को अच्छी डिविडेंड मिलता रहेगा। सर देखिए सर, ये CSR एक्टिविटीज में जो किया है जितना 354.27 करोड़ ये हमारा ऑब्लिगेशन था, हमारा CSR कमेटी ने इसको स्पेंड कितना किया है 355.03, और जो तरीका से जो काम किया है इसके लिए CSR कमेटी को मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ। अप्रिशिएट आप लोगों को तो मिला है सरकार की तरफ से, ये बहुत अच्छी बात है हमारा कंपनी के बारे में। सर एक चीज मैं हमारा ये सजेशन बोलिए और ये रिक्वेस्ट भी है सर, देखिए हम लोग तो मीटिंग कर रहे हैं ना सर, ये देखिए हम लोग शांति से मीटिंग कर रहे हैं, हम लोगों को चिंता नहीं है। तो जवान लोग जो हमारा बॉर्डर में है ना वो ड्यूटी कर रहे हैं, -20 से 30 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड में वो लोग ड्यूटी करते हैं। और देखिए कश्मीर में क्या परिस्थिति है, हम हर रोज एक एक करके जवान को वैसे ड्यूटी के टाइम मर जाते हैं। सर जो लोग ड्यूटी करते करते वार करते करते हम लोग को रक्षा करते करते मर जाते हैं, उन लोगों को फैमिली को पास हम लोगों को खड़ा रहना चाहिए। हम आशा करते हैं किस तरीके से हम लोगों को ये जो CSR एक्टिविटीज है इसके थ्रू हम लोग उन लोगों को फैमिली को उनको और बच्चे लोगों को पास कैसे हम लोग खड़ा हो सकता है इसके बारे में थोड़ा सोच लीजिएगा। और रिक्वेस्ट भी है जरा थ्रू ये सर CSR के थ्रू कुछ लोगों को लिए किया जाए, ये अच्छा रहेगा सर, ये याद रहेगा, ये हम लोग को पुस्तक कर रहा है जो लोग हम लोग जवान लोगों को। सर मैं ज्यादातर ले लूंगा सर, देखिए मैंने पूरी अपनी उम्र का मांग करता हूँ, भगवान से ये प्रार्थना करता हूँ आपका पूरा टीम जितना कंपनी का एम्प्लॉय है, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी और जो है सबको हम लंबी उम्र का मेरा करता हूँ और स्वस्थ रहेगा, ये भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हुए मेरा वक्तव्य कंक्लूड कर रहा हूँ। मेरे को बोलने का मौका देने के लिए धन्यवाद। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
धन्यवाद। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker, shareholder, Lokesh Gupta. Please go ahead.
हेलो सर, आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं?
यस सर।
सर मैं लोकेश गुप्ता, चेयरमैन सर आपका पूरे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर का स्वागत करता हूं। सर मैं दिल्ली से कंपनी का शेयर होल्डर हूं, काफी समय से कंपनी पे जुड़ा हूं। सर मुझे मार्केटिंग पे मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है। सर जब हम किसी मॉल में जाते हैं, किसी शॉपिंग पैलेस में जाते हैं तो वहां हम देखते हैं कि कुछ जो हमारे प्रोडक्ट रखे होते हैं तो दूसरी कंपनी के, जाते ही पता लगता है कंपनी डाबर रियल, डाबर हनी, लेकिन एक साइड हमारा प्रोडक्ट रखा होता है नेचर। सर हम क्यों इस तरह की मार्केटिंग नहीं बना कर पा रहे हैं कि हमें पता हो कि नेचर ITC का प्रोडक्ट है। सर सनफिस्ट हमें पता है कंपनी का प्रोडक्ट है, लेकिन क्योंकि हम कंपनी से जुड़े हैं, बहुत से लोगों को पता ही नहीं है ITC का प्रोडक्ट है। सर हम मार्केटिंग पे इस तरह क्यों ना जोड़ दें कि हम ITC का नाम साथ में चलिए, जिससे हमें जाते हुए पता हो कि हमें नेचर उठाना है या कोई सा। सर मैं अपने बेटे के साथ जाता हूँ, मैं रियल उठा रहा, मैं नेचर उठा रहा था, वो कहता है ये लोकल है। सर मैंने उसे बताया ITC का, थोड़ा मैं इस बारे में ध्यान देना चाहिए सर। और एक बार मुझे जुड़ने का अवसर दिया, लेकिन मैं शेयर होल्डरों से भी कहूंगा एक कंपनी की AGM है, थोड़ा सा इसमें 2 मिनट का हमें टाइम दिया था, इसका ध्यान रखें। सर मैं एक सजेशन और दूंगा, आप चेक कीजिए शेयर होल्डर्स कितने समय बोले। जो शेयर होल्डर्स 2 की जगह 3 मिनट 4 मिनट बोले, अगले साल में सबसे लास्ट में स्पीच में इस सीरियल नंबर कर देना। सर सबको समझना चाहिए, सर कंपनी अच्छा करेगी। एक बात और सर, जब हम इस साल के शुरू में थे, बिजनेस चैनल देखते थे तो जोक्स हमारे बारे में आते थे। 250 के रेट पर तो कई बिजनेस चैनल ने लड्डू भी बंटवा दिए थे सर, लेकिन हमने सबको गलत साबित किया। ये सब आपकी लीडरशिप में काम कंपनी ने किया है। एक बार फिर मैं सेक्रेटरी आप सबका धन्यवाद करूंगा जो मुझे इस मीटिंग में जुड़ने का अवसर दिया। थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू सर।
Thank you. We have the next audio question from the speaker shareholder Mahendra Pal Bhutani. Please go ahead, sir. Mr. Bhutani, please go ahead with your question.
Chairman, sir.
Yes, sir.
Namaskar, Chairman, sir, board members and management team. Hello. मेरी
यस सर,
आवाज
आप
आ रही है?
बोलिए। यस सर, सुनाई दे रही है, आप बोलिए।
जी, firstly, I would like to thank the company secretary and his team for sending the e-notice come annual report. Well, in time, I found that the annual report is detailed in information and very transparent and lucid manner. My question is, are inflation and setting value taken? Next, which segment do you see most growth companies? And lastly, what are the company's strategies to counter competitive platform and value creation roadmap for 2023, 24, and 24, 20? Respected Chairman, sir, in your speech and the annual report, most of the questions has already been covered, and I as a shareholder believe that in its thinking, transparent in its working, and stronger in its commitment and more responsible, sir. I would appreciate if you could briefly reply, and I wish the company all the best for the future and to see a healthy growth in business and size of the company. I hope under your leadership, the company quarter to quarter, year to year will grow and touch the high. कहते हैं मंजिलें उन्हीं को मिलती हैं जिनके इरादों में जान होती है। हमारे चेयरमैन सर और आपकी और आप में जबरदस्त एक करंट है, एक काम के प्रति लगन है, मेहनत है और ऊंचाइयों को पहुंचने की, कंपनी को पहुंचाने की एक इरादा है। क्योंकि ये जो सेकंड वेव और थर्ड वेव जो आई, इसने बहुत कुछ हमारा देश बहुत नुकसान किया, मगर हम कहते हैं किसानों से कह दो कि वो थम जाए, क्योंकि आईटीसी पत्थरों से नहीं बुलंद इरादों से उड़ान भरती है और ये उड़ान आपकी लीडरशिप में बढ़ती रहेगी, कंपनी तरक्की करती रहेगी, कंपनी हमें समय रहते बोनस भी देगी, ऐसा सोचते हैं क्योंकि मैनेजमेंट टीम हर तरह से समक्ष है। हमें छोटी मोटी एडवाइस हम क्या देंगे, आपके पास तो एक से एक एक्सपर्ट बैठे हैं। हर
धन्यवाद सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf. Sir, you may please go ahead.
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, उपस्थित निदेशक सदस्यगण और मेरे शेयरहोल्डर भाइयों बहनों, मेरा नाम संतोष कुमार साहब, मैं कलकत्ता से आप सभी को नमस्कार करता हूं सर। सर, आपको धन्यवाद देता हूं अच्छा डिविडेंड देने के। मेरे दो छोटे प्रश्न सर। एक तो अपने यहाँ जो मेल फीमेल का रेशियो है बहुत खराब है सर। 10 मेल के ऊपर में एक फीमेल एम्प्लॉई है सर। आपके 23,829 एम्प्लॉई में 21,568 मेल एम्प्लॉई है सर और 2,261 सिर्फ फीमेल एम्प्लॉई, यानी 9% फीमेल एम्प्लॉई सर। इस रेशियो के गैप को कमती करने के लिए पूरी साहब क्या कदम उठा रहे हैं, विचार करिएगा, क्योंकि अपने को वुमेन को एम्पावरमेंट करना, और विदेश प्रेसिडेंट भी वुमेन है और वुमेन काफी अच्छी फील्ड में काम कर रही है और मैं समझता हूँ कि आपकी इस पर विचार जरूर करिएगा सर। एक सर, एक पैटर्निटी बेनिफिट जो है, आप सिर्फ परमानेंट एम्प्लॉई है उनको 44% के अलाउ किया है, बाकी 56% को क्यों नहीं अलाउ कर रहे हैं पैटर्निटी बेनिफिट? इसका रीजन क्या बताने का करिएगा सर। और जितने भी अपने वर्कर हैं उनको किसी को भी पैटर्निटी बेनिफिट आप नहीं दे रहे हैं, इसका रीजन क्या, ये भी बताने का करिएगा सर। एक सर, ये डीमर्जर कब तक आप प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं? क्योंकि एक बार पीछे में खबर आई थी कि आईटीसी डीमर्ज कर रही है, इसके बारे में बताने का करिएगा सर। और ज्यादा समय न लेते हुए मैं अपना वक्तव्य समाप्त करता हूँ और आशा करता हूँ आपकी छत्रछाया में जल्दी कंपनी और आगे बढ़ेगी और अपने जो उद्देश्य है पूरा करेगी। जय जय भारत, नमस्कार।
Thank you.
Thank you.
We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mehta Shrenik. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go
Yes, sir. We
ahead.
can hear you, sir. Please speak.
Good afternoon, sir. My respected chairman, Sanjeev Puri sir, board of directors, my fellow brothers, sisters, shareholders. Myself, Shrenik Mehta, senior citizen, age 70 years. Academically, I am M.Com LLB advocate from Port City of Jamnagar, Gujarat. I am from the remotest place. First of all, let me introduce that since IPO, my father has applied in our company's share, but I don't have record in which year our company has issued IPO. So I will request through you, sir, to our company secretary to send me details about the IPO year, price, and the corporate action during this whole years, let's say about 50 years, right, bonus, split, etc. So in 1978, November, when I was studying in final LLB, my father asked me to apply for right share. At that time, face value of our company was rupees 10, and company has given right at the price of rupees 12. At that time, I applied for right and the additional share. Since then, I am actively associated with the company as a shareholder. Plus, by profession, I am a sub broker on NSE. So, a little bit I may be knowing more about the company in and outs, like profit and loss, business, and all that. My first shareholder of this first speaker, Mr. Hari Modi, has spoken a lot, so I will not repeat those issues. Demerger के बारे में सर बहुत से लोगों ने बताया. At present, our market cap is about 3.70 lakhs. बट अगर हम डीमर्जर करेंगे अपनी कंपनी का, जैसे सिगरेट में एफएमसीजी है, होटल है, एग्री प्रोडक्ट है, पेपर बोर्ड है, आईटी है, तो करीबन नेक्स्ट 1 साल के अंदर समझो हम डीमर्ज कर दे, तो जब नेक्स्ट एजीएम हमारी 112 भी होगी, तब मार्केट कैप विल बी मिनिमम 5 लाख करोड़ तक. और कॉर्पोरेट एक्शन के बारे में बहुत लोगों ने बताया बोनस ने. उसका सर मेरा सुझाव ये है, संजीव पुरी साहब, अगर कोई मेरी फैक्ट फिगर में गलती ना हो तो 2010 में जब हम 1:1 बोनस डिक्लेयर किया था, तब उस टाइम के मैनेजमेंट ने मार्केट बंद होता है, शेयर मार्केट बंद होता है 3:30 को, और सर कंपनी ने डिक्लेयर किया था 1:1 बोनस एट 3:25 ड्यूरिंग मार्केट आवर्स. तो मेरा सुझाव ये है सर, ऐसी कोई मार्केट सेंसिटिव इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट अवर कंपनी शुड नॉट बी डिक्लेयर्ड ड्यूरिंग मार्केट आवर्स. दैट इज माय हम्बल सजेशन. एंड जब हम क्वार्टरली रिजल्ट के बारे में बताऊं, सब आप डेट डिक्लेयर करते हो कि ये समझो एक XYZ डेट को क्वार्टरली रिजल्ट आएगा, तो उसमें सर आप टाइम नहीं बताते. तो मेरे जैसे शेयर होल्डर है, जो मेरा घर खर्चा डिविडेंड से चलता है, कंपनी का डिविडेंड से, तो 3:30-4 बजे से टीवी के सामने बैठता है, और रात को कभी 8-8:30 बजे तक आप रिजल्ट डिक्लेयर नहीं करते, तो पूरा सुबह 7 बजे से तो हम टीवी के सामने ऐसे सर बोलकर बैठे, तो रात को 8:30 बजे तक आईटीसी का रिजल्ट वेट करने के लिए बैठना पड़ता है. तो जैसे आप डेट दे, तो उसके साथ 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock ऐसा कोई टाइम दीजिए, तो मेरे जैसे आदमी का टाइम बचे. एंड एज ए सब ब्रोकर आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट योर सर दैट आवर AGM शुड बी आफ्टर 4 o'clock, नॉट ड्यूरिंग मार्केट. आज मेरे एज आई वांटेड टू बी अटेंड दिस AGM, आई कुड नॉट अटेंड माय शेयर मार्केट बिजनेस. सर दूसरा है जो किसी ने नहीं बताया, वो मैं बता रहा हूं सर आपको. ड्यूरिंग लास्ट 6 months, FPI and FII have increased their stake from 9% to 12%, and that may be one of the reason why our price of company from 200 it has gone to about say 300. So it is my humble suggestion, Puri Saab, that we should issue ADR, JDR. Our share price should be listed on Dow Jones and London Stock Exchange. That is my humble suggestion as a shareholder as well as sub broker. So I would like to get contact number from telephonic contact number of company secretary. आप देख सकते हैं आपका जब भी ऐसा सुझाव
जो ऑपरेशनल मैटर्स हैं, अगर आप मेल भेज देंगे, we will give you all the information by mail. Only the major points you could take up, because you know many speakers are there to speak. थोड़ा जल्दी मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ आपको.
लास्ट दो सजेशन है, विजिट टू कंपनी. तो हमारा सीजन शेयर होल्डर के लिए आप कंपनी विजिट का प्लान कीजिए. एंड लास्ट में है सर कि जैसे बाटा अपने शेयर होल्डर को 2 डिस्काउंट कूपन देती है, वैसे आप शेयर होल्डर को कुछ डिस्काउंट कूपन दीजिए, जिससे हम अपनी आईटीसी होटल में रोक सके और अपना एफएमसीजी के प्रोडक्ट में यूज करने के टाइम में डिस्काउंट मिल सके. एंड मुझे एक्चुअली आई एम नॉट वेल कन्वर्सेंट विद द टेक्नोलॉजी, सो अगर पॉसिबल है तो मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा आपके माध्यम से कंपनी सेक्रेटरी को, एवरी ईयर मुझे कंपनी की एनुअल रिपोर्ट फिजिकल कॉपी में चाहिए. मैं उसको प्रिजर्व करता हूं सालों तक, एंड एट ईच टाइम में पूरा एनुअल रिपोर्ट रीड करता हूं. Here I support all the resolution. If I have taken much more time, sorry for that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And I'll once again reiterate to subsequent speakers to please keep their comments brief. and some operational issues or some information that you may need, you can also use the email to the company, and we assure you we'll reply to you and satisfy it to you.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Navita Agarwal. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir, and hello to everyone. I am Navita Agarwal and I am a shareholder of the company. So, shareholders democracy. Today, more than half of the company's turnover from businesses other than tobacco. ITCs today is much irrelevant and is respected for its services to the nation and the farmers through e-Chopal network and other rural and environment initiatives. Company's continuous focus on providing a range of value-added services in rural areas towards enhancing the competitiveness of Indian agriculture and integrating farmers, input vendors and government agencies is indeed commendable. The company's strategy of organic and inorganic growth by expansion and acquisition is great idea. My congratulations to you, sir, for being adjudged the impact person of the year 2020 by leading online news platform and nominal doctorate being conferred to you by the XIM University. We should now perhaps call you Dr. Sanjeev Puri now onwards. Great, sir. Sir, the company is the most respected professional and well-governed company in the India. It's a matter of pride that the research and development team for being ranked top inverter in India amongst pharma and healthcare private companies. Congratulations to the corporate legal team for winning the best in house legal team of the year. On the whole, sir, ITC's strength lies in its brilliant hardworking manpower and hope the company is taking the good care to retain and keep the morale high of its employees. It is good to see that the company gives espouse to remunerate the employees and align their objectives with that of the shareholders. We thank the management for the handsome dividend of rupees 11.50 per share. Chairman, sir, we pray to God that the management team of ITC enjoy good health and continue to provide strong leadership to the company. Thank you, sir. My pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am. Can I request the next speaker to be brief, please?
We now request the next speaker shareholder, Ayush Gupta. Please go ahead.
नमस्कार सर मैं आयुष गुप्ता दिल्ली से। सर मेरा छोटी सी एक जानकारी चाहिए मुझे। हमारा रॉ मटेरियल कॉस्ट इतना बढ़ रहा है $80। इस सभी के बीच में हमारे मार्जिन किस तरह से इंटैक्ट रह पाएंगे, थोड़ा इस बारे में बताइए सर। और एक अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म हमें मिला है, हम दिल्ली से इस पर जुड़ पा रहे हैं सर। मेरा आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है सर, इसी प्लेटफॉर्म को आगे भी एजीएम के लिए अपनाएं सर। धन्यवाद सर।
थैंक यू सर।
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Chirag Siroya. Please go ahead. Mr. Chirag, request you to unmute your audio and go ahead, please.
Now I am audible.
Yes, sir. Please speak and requesting you to be brief, please.
Yeah. Sure. So first of all, congratulations to the entire ITC manager. And my two question is with demerger, which also asked the other shareholders. But I would like to know the exact management plan. What are the specific management plans to unlock the value of the ITC's different businesses? And the second one is on the dividend. That company is distributing around 80 to 85% profit to the shareholders. So does it mean that company doesn't have any other plan for the acquisition and all kind of things, because they are distributing almost entire year's earning to the shareholders? Just by reinvesting, accruing the internally, then the company can give the appreciation to this share price and all. Because of this, since considered paying policy, I am not against that part, but just that is the company should retain maximum portion of the profit and use it for the acquisition of different competitors in the market, or to foray into this different segment. Thank you from my end.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We move on to the next speaker shareholder, Sachin Marathe. Please go ahead.
नमस्ते सर। बहुत सारे लोगों ने बहुत कुछ बोल लिया है, तो मैं यही बोलूँगा कि जो हमारा जो सिगरेट कंजम्पशन का जो मैप है, वहाँ पर हम लोग हमेशा सबसे लास्ट में दिखते हैं और हमारे से आगे काफ़ी सारे कंट्रीज़ है, चाइना है, यूएस है, यूके है, पाकिस्तान है, बांग्लादेश है। मुझे लगता है भले ही हम लोग लास्ट में रहे, लेकिन शायद हमारा कंजम्पशन उस कंट्री में हमारा कैसे बढ़ सकता है वो हमें देखना चाहिए। और सर दूसरा एक चीज मुझे पूछना था कि आईटीसी ऑनलाइन स्टोर जो ये अभी शुरू हुआ है, तो ये ऑनलाइन स्टोर में क्या हम लोग कूपन इशू कर सकते हैं शेयर होल्डर्स को कि वो लोग आईटीसी ऑनलाइन स्टोर से मतलब परचेज कर सके और वहां पर ये कूपन हम लोग यूज कर पाए? ये दो ही सवाल थे सर। और बिजनेस लाइन सॉरी, ये अपना बिजनेस अपना जी बिजनेस में आपके लिए तो काफी सारा एप्रिसिएशन होता है, लेकिन कभी आप वहां पर दिखते नहीं है, तो मुझे लगता है कि कभी आप वहां पर भी आइए जी बिजनेस पर। थैंक यू।
राइट सर, थैंक यू सर।
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Kishore Kumar Patni. Please go ahead. Mr.
Hello.
Kishore? Yes, go
Are
ahead.
you listening
please.
me?
Yes.
Yes,
go
sir.
Ahead.
First of all, I thank you very much, Mr. Puri, and your entire management team to allow me to speak in your AGM. In last AGM also, I was one of the speaker. I am very much pleased with your to become the shareholder of ITC last year only, and I got a very. You are listening me, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please
Hello?
be brief. Yes, sir. Please be brief.
So I am very lucky that I got a dividend of 11 rupees last year, and now I am getting 6 rupees again. So my total dividend yield has come to 17 rupees. So this is a wonderful experience to become a long-term shareholder last year only, and then again capital appreciation of almost 40%. So my request to management that I will speak only on for the shareholders' wealth increase actually. So for that I will request you, and I have sent email also, that your company management should consider demerger and restructuring of the company, because all your divisions are doing very well, and I really very appreciate for fabulous performance of the company in last 2 years. So this is my only request to the management to consider it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Naveen Puchari. Please go ahead. Mr. Naveen, request. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, good afternoon, first of all, Mr. Sanjay sir and board of the directors. I was simple. I would like a feedback or suggestions. What are the steps to be taken to tackle the inflation, and the way of marketing? What are the marketing strategies? I think there is as our previous shareholders have discussed that the available of the markets and the supply chain, it will be not be known by ITC. So I think there will be more advertising to be done for the ITC products, and for moreover the Ashirwad, and under Ashirwad there will be more products to be introduced, because every household will be remember Ashirwad. So I suggest that Ashirwad can be added some more products, or can be demerged some other products to be under Ashirwad. That's it. Thanks for the.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being brief and requesting all subsequent speakers to also be brief.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Vinod Agarwal. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
We can hear you, sir. Please carry on.
Can you hear me? Yeah, respected Chairman Sanjeev Puri ji, my 2 or 3 observations from the annual report, sir. We have invested about 6,538 crores in the hotel business, and the total revenues are only about 1279 crores, sir, which is much less than the invested amount, the assets of the company. So the last 2 years were pandemic affected for the hotel business. It was brought down the losses from 500 odd crores to 183 crores on the hotel business. This brings down our ROE and ROCs. We all have to look into the hotel business. And on the hotel business, your pages you mentioned about 113 hotels, but the pages 34 and 35 mention only about 39 properties. The rest where they are, we just do not know, sir, within the hotel business. Sir, I fail to understand what was the sequence of taking a speaker shareholder, sir. I have registered on 26th June itself, and I was early register, and I have received in my mail as M14 as the speaker number, sequence of M14, but my number is coming so late, sir, and it was the fault of the company management to allow speakers to speak more than 2 minutes. I have already sent an email to the company. I do not want to speak more, but the management has cut off all the speakers after the 2 minutes stipulated time was given to them, sir. Because when people are coming so late in the time, it is the management time which goes, and the speaker's time goes with the hanging on for 3 hours, 4 hours, and this thing is wrong, sir. They should have been at the time, sir. I am signing off, thanking Vinod Agarwal.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Redipa. Please go ahead. Request you to kindly go ahead, please. While there is no response from this connection, we will move on to the next speaker shareholder, Surendra Kumar Arora. Please go ahead.
Chairman sir, my name is Surendra Kumar Arora. I am attending this meeting from Delhi. चेयरमैन साहब, सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको बधाई देना चाहता हूं सर आपकी चेयरमैन स्पीच के लिए। सर इट वाज वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव, और सर मुझे लगता है कि आपकी इस स्पीच को देखने के बाद में कि आगे वाले जो 4 या 5 साल का जो पाथ है आईटीसी का, इट विल बी ग्रेट ग्रेट एंड ग्रेट। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर फॉर दैट। बाकी सर बोनस के बारे में कंपनी का क्या प्लान है सर, सबने पूछा है, मेरी भी सर उसकी रिक्वेस्ट है। उसके लिए सर आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है सर कि शेयर होल्डर को बोनस के रूप में कुछ दिया जाए जिससे कि शेयर होल्डर का मनोबल बढ़े। बाकी सर ज्यादा समय न लेते हुए थैंक यू वेरी मच। मुझे जो टाइम दिया गया सर कंपनी सेक्रेटरी के द्वारा, उनकी टीम के द्वारा जैसा सहयोग किया गया, उनके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग ब्रीफ।
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Deepak Sahal. Please go ahead. Mr. Deepak,
Yes,
go ahead.
am I audible? Am I audible,
Yes,
ma'am?
you are. Yes, you are, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. A very good afternoon, sir, to you and to all the members on the dais. Sir, I congratulate to the management for an robust performance and excellent result despite the given pandemic situation last year. Kudos to the management for managing the company well, even during the hard times, and rewarding the shareholders. Highest dividend of 11.5 per share. Thank you so much. So the journey of ITC from a single product company to India's largest multi-business corporate entity today is grade 1. FMCG products of ITC reaches every second household in India. So to be successful, innovation is not just the value creation but about value capture. ITC identified that its strength lies in trade, marketing and distribution, and has diversified into the right kind of products. No wonder it is in a relatively short span of time. The company has built a portfolio of 25 popular national brands with over 700 products, which is indeed a commendable, and this will be a game changer for the future. Also, we are extremely proud of the fact that ITC world-class brands are market leaders among the top 3 in their segment. With growing digitization and to the leverage of the technology, ITC e-store has also been quite well received with over 45 product category and 700 products. Today, ITC is one of the India's leading fast-moving consumer good company. the clear market leader in the Indian paper products and packaging industry, a global acknowledged pioneer in farmer empowerment through its wide reaching agri business and acknowledged leader in green responsibly hoteliering. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Company's Infotech business is also showing very good encouraging signs with a turnaround of 3,500 crores and profit of more than 500 crores after tax. As a shareholder, we look forward for the opportunity to participate in this success story. So, in my opinion, the current strategy of growing in all the segments by being rooted in core competency of cigarette has always paid handsomely, and the company should continue the same. I thank you.
Thank you, sir.
From my side, so much, sir.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Akash Bagaria. Please go ahead.
Hi. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please carry on, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you for this opportunity and greetings to all, Mr. Puri. Wrapping it up under 2 minutes, I understand that being from a young age, digitalization plays a important aspect in our life. Means Bitcoin, metaverse, everything. So, just a direct point question to you: that how is ITC planning, or what's the initiatives which ITC look forward to, which we can expect from ITC to harness digital technologies to penetrate markets and even more effectively for its FMCG and other businesses, and probably what's the cutting edge which we can expect to derive from that technology apart from our competitors?
Right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Can we move on to the next speaker, please? Thank you.
We now invite the last speaker shareholder, Mr. Ramesh Radha. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, respected Chairman, Board of Directors and fellow shareholders. My name is Ramesh Radha from Kolkata and I am a shareholder of the company since many years. My sincere thanks to Secretarial Department for allowing me the opportunity to speak at the AGM. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the company for the speed and agility with which it has managed to overcome the hurdles faced due to the pandemic. The management has done an excellent job in keeping not only the supply chain functioning, but also taking care of the employees. The number of new and innovative products introduced in the personal care and food segment is indeed praiseworthy, and the company should keep up the momentum. Sir, in my view, this is the right time to look for strategic acquisitions, as many companies are in dire financial conditions and thus provide an attractive opportunity to ITC for inorganic growth. Considering our strong cash reserves, I was expecting that ITC would buy out a few more sunrise type companies this year. Hopefully, we will have more of these before the next AGM. I am happy that company had amended its dividend distribution policy last year, which gives a larger dividend amount in the hands of shareholder and also declared dividend twice a year like many other FMCG companies. As a shareholder, I keenly follow midterm results, and now hefty dividends from time to time will add sweetener to its midterm results and create greater interest. I find from the ITC website that there are a lot of changes in the senior management level and heads of businesses, with younger leaders coming to the forefront. I feel this is a very bold step as the management is encouraging young blood with fresh minds to run the show. I also noticed Mr. Tandon is stepping down from the board as finance director. Wish you all the best, sir. Sir, with such solid foundation and sustainable performance year after year, and with your strong leadership values, I'm sure the company will continue to create more and more wealth for its shareholders and stakeholders. Wishing you and the team all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. As this was the last speaker shareholder online, I will now hand it over back to the chairman. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Diksha. First of all, may I thank all our valued shareholders for their interests in the company. And I can see with some of the comments that have been made that you have taken keen interest and studied the operations of the company quite closely. So that's extremely encouraging for us, and I also thank you for the very kind words. Your words of encouragement mean a lot to all of us at the board and all the employees of ITC. So thank you very much. Now, there have been a few questions and many suggestions that we have received. Let me say that all the suggestions that you have made, we have taken note of, and we will certainly explore those. Some of them I may comment, some I may not, because we will anyway study them and examine them on merits. I'm also delighted to hear that you are aware about a lot of ITC products, and you find them of good quality, and you've been regularly using them. So I'm thankful for your feedback and would also encourage you to please do become ambassadors of ITC and do share through word of mouth in your social circles about the strength of the ITC products. There are some suggestions on availability. We take note. My colleagues from the trade marketing and distribution vertical, the chief executive, is also online. I'm sure he is taking note of and will address it. All ITC products have the ITC logo on it, including Be Natural. And in our advertising, we also end with the ITC logo to connect the products. But what we will also do, and the company secretary will keep you informed of our products via email also on a regular basis. I'm also delighted to see that we have a very aware set of shareholders who have raised very valuable points on issues of sustainability and plastics. Let me tell you that ITC is committed to this area, and there are multiple ways in which we are contributing towards it. First of all, let me say that it's not possible, at least with the state of technology that's available today, to completely do away with plastics. But what is required is that there is responsible collection and either recycling or disposal of the plastics. And we as a company this year achieved the distinction, as I said in my address, of becoming plastic neutral. In fact, beyond plastic neutral, we collected more than what was the amount of plastics that we used. And in fact, much ahead of the regulation. Regulation requires us 25, we've done more than 100%. And we will continue to collect more than we use over a period of time. And at the same time, reduce plastics in our operations. And there are many areas where we have reduced. For example, our hotels is the first hotel to become single-use plastic free. There are many products in which plastic intensity is being reduced. They are moving to biodegradable formats. They are moving to recyclable formats, monolayers. So multiple set of actions are across the portfolio. And this will continue. The journey will continue. Beyond that, our paperboard and packaging businesses are working to help society solve these problems by bringing in innovative solutions. And we work through our Center of Excellence in our ITC Life Sciences and Technology Center and external collaborations. And it's all, some details are there in the report, and some of it is also was there in my address. So in the interest of time, I will not repeat it. There are quite a few suggestions on, this whole idea of value creation through various vehicles like bonus, demerger, buyback, and so on and so forth. Let me step back a little and say to you that the company is deeply committed to creating sustainable value for all stakeholders, and that's what we call responsible capitalism. And I'm glad to hear that many of you value the fact that we pursue triple bottom line instead of a narrow approach of merely shareholder value. So we have been over time building new vectors of growth, and that's reflected in our diversification strategy. And the reason the reason to create new vectors of growth is actually to create growing value for all stakeholders and particularly our shareholders. That's the whole objective. And in many of the businesses or the segments that we have been around for a fair bit of time, we have leadership position. Our younger businesses are the FMCG and also the information technology, and both hold immense promise for value creation in future. There was also a query on the margins of the FMCG. Now, let me say that, in terms of size, we have gone to about 16,000 crores last year. That puts us right amongst the top ones in the FMCG segment. And this has been created through multiple categories and a lot of investments. Brand building and gestation cost of new facility requires a lot of resources. And that is why our margins, because they absorb the costs of building nascent categories and gestating products, are lower. But if you will notice the trajectory, that in fact between FY17 and FY21, margins improved by 640 basis points. And last year, despite the inflation, and this is a continuous challenge quarter on quarter, we sustained, in fact, we marginally improved margins. So the trajectory is right because the earlier brands and categories that we went into are now creating enough surpluses and to be able to create the surplus to also invest in some of the nascent categories. And this is the endeavor that as our brand scale up, as the capacity utilization in facilities improves, and as part of ITC Next, the interventions that we are making on digital, on delayering the supply chain, servicing through proximal markets, on investing in value-added adjacencies, in investing in categories that can be more value accretive. I think that's with the mix enrichment, with the scale, with leaner operations, this will improve. Now, many of you have also been very happy that the share price has done well. I think as management, as I have always maintained, the focus on management is to make sure that the businesses are competitive. We are investing and building businesses for today, tomorrow, and day after. We are investing and we are working to making our business such that they continue to grow and demonstrate sustained value accretion over a period of time. That's the principle. Now, beyond that, it's the market to determine the valuations. And in the past, as you're aware, there were certain factors like the ESG and certain anxiety on taxation. And then during the pandemic period, because certain business segments of your company were disrupted, there was a challenge that we faced. And so these were some of the challenges, but I think the resilience of the enterprise and the resilience of the employees is demonstrated with the manner in which the company has bounced back and delivered competitively superior performance across every segment. And this is something that that's something that remains a goal and an objective, to do that on a sustained basis. And that's where all the investments we are making are focused towards, as I have said to you in my address. Now, regarding the question of specific instruments for value unlock that have been spoken about, let me first say that we evaluate all of these ideas, and whatever is in the interest of value creation is something that we do it. And when I say value creation, we have to look at sustained value creation over a long-term period. And especially regarding the question of how we organize ourselves, you will appreciate, and I can realize from your deep knowledge of business that you are aware that an enterprise's strategy of organization follows from the business strategy. So it is in that context and the context of the competitive landscape, the maturity of the business, that we decide how we organize ourselves. Once upon a time, the ITC Hotels and ITC Paperboard was a separate company, right? So nothing is really cast in stone. We are absolutely open and we objectively evaluate what is in the best interest, and we'll evaluate the pros and cons of each arrangement and do what is in the best interest of shareholders. And to that extent, we have specifically, in fact, I would say the first area that we have announced, it's there in the annual report for the last 3 years, that we are looking at alternate structures for hotels. Because of the pandemic, we kind of put it back. And we have said that in line with industry recovery dynamics, we will take it forward. And the industry seems to be in positive trajectory now. So that's where it stands. And each of the other areas we will examine. There is also a suggestion regarding the IT subsidiary. So these are areas that are certainly, like the IT subsidiary, are areas that can certainly be done at the appropriate time. But it will be with the principle that what is more important is that we are able to organize ourselves for sustained growth, and where a business needs a lot of enterprise synergy, it has to be organized in a specific way, and when it matures, an alternate way can be looked at. So we'll be flexible, open about it, and we keep on evaluating this year to year, and when the right time is there to do such things, I'm sure it will be appropriately discussed at the board and then a decision taken. And as I said to you earlier, hotels is something that we are going to be, is already been called out in the annual report. So in line with the industry recovery dynamics, we will take it forward. And as far as value creation is concerned, in my address and also in the annual report, you would have read that in each of the businesses, the ITC Next strategy is on one hand about competitiveness. On the other hand, it's about identifying new vectors of growth for each of our businesses, which have been articulated. Let me now briefly comment on some of the other questions that have come up. Well, as far as exports is concerned, whether it's cigarettes or FMCG, we look at the opportunity and we look at the long-term potential, and based on that is what we do. We export our FMCG products to a lot more country because we see that there is a future, there's a lot of future potential. As far as hotels are concerned, there's a question on the capital productivity. As you will notice from my address and the annual report also, we have some years back gone to an asset right strategy, which will give us which will accelerate growth and give us the right balance between management contracts and our own properties. And that is expected to also help us accelerate growth, also will improve ROCE over a period of time. We had to initially build our own properties because we had to create market standing to compete against international chains. We had to, and given the service and cuisine standards that ITC has demonstrated and leadership it has in the industry, we are now well placed to help others manage their properties. There are many that have been opened, and Welcome Hotel brand has been refreshed. 2 new brand, Mementos and Story, have been launched, and it holds immense promise as we go forward. Well, the hotels disclosed in the annual report are the owned ones. The total also includes what we manage. There is a question on the medium-term growth aspiration. As I said, competitive superior performance, best-in-class performance is what we aspire to be. In a short span of time, in the FMCG space, many of our brands have attained leadership, and many are making impressive and appreciable progress. There was also a question on the growth in cigarettes in terms of volumes. I mean, the results are there. You know what the revenue and results have grown at. And we've also said that the volumes now have surpassed the pre-pandemic levels. There are quite a few questions on inflation. So let me say that there's a different impact of inflation on each business segment. In some of our business segments, like paperboard, for example, with our integrated model, where we have this integrated fiber renewable value chain and the investments that we have made in import substitution, that removes us from the volatility of exchange rates and the commodity cycles and helps us to be competitively superior. And similarly, this is true for most of our other businesses, because a lot of sourcing we do from farmers directly, and we work with farmers directly, so we are competitively well placed. Yes, in the consumer business, there are some products and some inputs that we buy which are which have seen unprecedented inflation. So that is a challenge. And you would have seen media reports also where all companies are challenged. In our case, what we do is that we first try and optimize costs, because that, high inflation also puts a lot of pressure on management to find out innovative solutions, and we look for such solutions. And we optimize our portfolio, we optimize our assortment, and because the level of inflation is unprecedented, there is some pricing action that we do, but that is also competitively assessed, and that's how we do it. But I would say that given the fact that we are a net exporter, and the fact that we have a far more integrated model than anybody else, I think we are competitively well placed. And it is so also because Make in India is a very strong element of our strategy. Well, as far as the cooperative model is concerned, it is similar to what we do also in our dairy business. What we are doing through ITC Mars is not quite that, but certainly it provides all the input, output, and advisory linkages to the farmers, as I spoke about. Well, there was a suggestion on the timing of AGM. It's just to inform you that it's required to be done within business hours, and we try to schedule it so that it's convenient for all shareholders. As far as healthcare is concerned, we've said earlier we're doing it on a non-profit basis, and it will be focused on rural. I'm happy to say that an integrated model which looks at holistic health has been launched in two districts, which is Munger in Bihar and Saharanpur in UP. And details of this are also there. Some details are available in the annual report. Well, as far as listings, etc., in overseas exchanges are concerned, see, the company has enough resources, and enough resources are there in the country, so we do not see that there is a need to do that. There are questions about whether FMCG products will contribute significantly in future. I think the answer is yes, and the reasons I've already explained to you. EIH is a treasury investment, and we have significant gains on a mark-to-market basis. There was also some query on our investment in Sri Lanka. Let me say that yes, the situation there is concerning, and we hope that sooner or later the situation improves, though we appreciate the fact that it will take some time for the situation to normalize, because much of our investments have been done, or much of our costs have been incurred earlier. The impact on currency depreciation is not that acute on us, and because we have no borrowings there, the impact on interest servicing is not there. So we have to, at the moment, I think, hold on till the situation normalizes. The product that we have put into the market or that we are building and will be put into the market in future is competitively well placed. And as the situation normalizes, we hope that the project will make good progress. There were some questions about shareholding of one of the independent directors. These are all ESOPs that were converted. As far as Logix is concerned, I think it's well articulated in the annual report. So I'm not going to dwell on it, but I would encourage you to read the annual report. If you have a specific query on that, please send a mail to Company Secretary. Increase in our exports, and there was a question on the drivers for this. It was largely on account of agri exports, on account of the opportunities in wheat that came about. The R&D expenses are also there on page 135 of the annual report, so I will request you to see that. There was query on total number of employees in ITC. It's 23,829. This is also there in the annual report. There was a query on M&A. This is an area we evaluate on an ongoing basis. If there's a strategic fit and the value is correct, we certainly would be interested. And there are a few that we have done over time. Savlon, Nemail, Sunrise are examples. And we are also investing in some of the startup ecosystem. As far as delectable technologies is concerned, there was a query. This is in the business of providing vending machine to offices. And our investments help us get superior access to a channel which is important. It's a value-added channel. Of course, in the recent past, on account of pandemic, it has been impacted. But over time, I think it will be in a better position. And it's a great channel to test out value-added products. There are also some concerns on D&I. I take note of that, and I fully acknowledge that this is an area where we have to do more. What we have to keep in mind is some of our factories are very old, and at that time, the mix of the labor force was such. Some of our facilities are also in remote areas. But the good news is that in newer factories, we have, in fact, the last one, we have almost 100% of women employees. In the other one, we have a large majority as women employees. And in a lot of marketing teams, head office teams, we are seeing a higher proportion, and we are actively working on increasing this number through various initiatives and various facilitations that we are providing in the company. We've also set up resource groups to continuously feedback to the management on what more we can do to make this an even more comfortable place for lady employees. But we are certainly committed to it, and we take note. You will also be happy to know that in our social developments, there is a special focus for women empowerment. Well, our hub of, there was a question on why not more R&D centers. Our main R&D center is the ITC Life Sciences and Technology Center in Bangalore. There are smaller centers associated with some food factories in Rajamundry, in Agri Business. And besides this, we have developmental plots and developmental pilot facilities in various parts of the country. For example, we have a medicinal and aromatic farm in Seor. We have a Technituber seed potato R&D facility in Himachal. So it is spread out, though the hub is really at Bangalore. There was a query on our roadmap for 5 years. It's been very clearly articulated in the annual report. I also covered it in my address. So I would draw your attention towards what we have stated. We have identified as part of ITC Next the levers for competitiveness, which are really around innovation, cost takeout, sustainability, digital, and building talent. And we have also identified new vectors of growth in each business segment. There was also a question on dividend going to IPF. Well, we are very proactive. Continuous follow-ups are there. If nothing works, then only it goes into the IEPF. There was also a query of holding AGMs in hybrid form. This is not permissible at the moment. There was a query about Ashirwad's range of products, I'm happy to tell you that Ashirwad is into, as far as Atta is concerned, it is into Atta, multigrain, select, sugar control release. It's into millet-based products under ITC Superfoods, organic, which also includes pulses. It's into salt, spices. It's into chapatis. It is into frozen breads. It's into ready meals. It's now gone into vermicelli. And some more products will be in the market soon. It's also into dairy, incidentally. There was also a query about dairy in NCR. Well, fresh dairy is a very local business. We are now building it in Calcutta and in Bihar. And once we have a model that is value accretive, at that point of time, we will consider taking it beyond these areas. Right now, we are building it, and we are building it through a lot of innovation. But some long shelf life products like Ashirwad Swasti Ghee, these are available in NCR region. You will also get it at the ITC e-store. There was also a query about a store where you could see all the ITC products. I would request all of the shareholders to please use the ITC e-store, which has a full range of our products available. There was also a query about Bengal. I'm happy to share that we have actually 19 manufacturing facilities in Bengal across foods, personal care, notebook, agarbatti, specialty paper, and a new personal care facility is on the anvil. We have 4 hotels, including the iconic ITC Royal Bengal and ITC Sonar. And we have a large mixed-use development coming up in Rajrahat. We work with farmers. And so really, all the sectors of the economy, we have a very strong and growing footprint. There was also a question on the extent of digitization. I think digitization, as I called out, is a very important investment area. And I'm happy to tell you we are at the cutting edge and we have state-of-the-art infrastructure. There was a query on metaverse. I'm happy to tell you also that the Febel was the first luxury brand to be part of a metaverse wedding. And all these areas like metaverse, analytics, social commerce, all these are very much in focus. So I think I've answered most or perhaps even all of the questions that were put across. If there is something more that you wish to know, I welcome you to write into the company secretary and we will be more than happy to provide you the answers. And once again, thank you very much for the interest in the company affairs. And I'm truly delighted to hear the depth of your knowledge about the company affairs, its brands, and your interest in sustainable practices of the country, of the company. And I thank you also for all the encouraging words. Moving on with the business, I would advise that pursuant to the Companies Act 2013, all the resolutions before this meeting are required to be transacted through e-voting. Members were provided the facility to cast votes before the meeting through remote e-voting. The period for remote e-voting commenced on 15th July 10 a.m. and ended on 19th July at 5 p.m. Members who are attending this meeting and who have not cast their votes through remote e-voting may avail the facility of e-voting provided now that the NSDL e-voting website. Now through the NSDL e-voting website. Such facility will be available for the next 15 minutes. Mr. R.L. Audi, Senior Solicitor and Partner, Messrs. Sanderson and Morgans, has been appointed by your company as a scrutinizer for this purpose. The voting results will be declared within 2 working days from the conclusion of this meeting. The results, along with the scrutinizer's report, will be available on the company's corporate website and also on the website of NSDL. The results will also be forwarded to the National Stock Exchange, the Bombay Stock Exchange, and the Calcutta Stock Exchange, where the company's shares are listed. On behalf of the board, I convey my sincere thanks to all of you for attending and participating in this meeting. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Stay safe, be healthy, and take care of yourselves. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.